because y'all are too much.
Hello.
Our backstage conversation was saucy.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Bo is making noise. He's already up to some shit. He literally was just like right here behaving. And then like, I think he knows when I go live.
Well, yeah, he wants attention. He wants to be the one live streaming, not you. It's his show, not you.
He's like, everybody look at me. So who's all here? I see Kathleen, Honey, Fefe, Tisharia. Yeah. Hi, y'all. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Courtney.
Welcome, everybody.
Hi, Amy. Hi, Jovi's mom.
We are. All of us are pretty fucking glowy.
Yeah.
I know, right? We are. Thank you.
There is never enough highlighter on this planet.
That's true.
Or skincare.
Like, you know.
We're all like, ooh, ah.
I'm
Hi,
like,
Alex.
It's glitter in a pan? Yes. Hey, Alex.
Well, I decided to just use the Janessa.
You're in the bathroom.
Listen, he can listen. Everybody texts from the toilet. Leave him alone.
No. I know. Listen, no judgment, but I literally was like, oh, he's right there in the shitter. All right.
Hey, Yolanda.
Oh my god.
What's up?
Heather.
Oh my god.
Fauzia. Hi.
Oh yes, there's a misnomer. Paul Giamatti. Hello.
I know. So sorry.
This. What else am I supposed to do?
That's
Dude, what is that? What do you have? Okay, paper towels again.
Always.
I can't stop him from doing that. It's damn near impossible. He just once he gets it, I just let him have it because it's like arguing with him is just it's too much work. Trying to fight him.
You can't fight a 80-pound pit bull.
Not when he like really wants to keep something in his mouth. Like that's why it was like this is why it was so fun that I was teaching him how to eat off of a fork. So yeah, I'm teaching.
Yes.
I'm teaching
fancy dogs.
Yeah, I'm teaching him how to eat off of a fork, and I'm like, you have to give the fork back, and he's like, okay, and he's getting the hang of it. So like at the end of like every one of my meals, I give him like 1 or 2 bites off of the fork. I want him to learn. What else am I supposed to do while I'm doing YouTube full time and don't have a job? I'm gonna teach my fucking dog to eat off a fork.
Of all the things that Bo needs to learn how to do.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's your choice. Okay.
Your tact.
Yeah, I'm
eat off a fork.
I'm not even going to teach him anything like, useful like obedience. Instead, I'm just going to teach him how to eat off a fork.
Why would you do that?
Maybe he'll stop eating your leftovers because you're not feeding it to him on a fork. That could help.
You know what? It might, because I do pour his food into a giant little tub. Like I have because if you have to go to the vet and like he has to stay overnight, it's just easier to have it all in this tub, and plus it stays fresher. So he used to like dip his face in it and just start eating while I was like pouring the food in. And I was like, ah! So he doesn't do that anymore. He waits until it's in his bowl. So maybe it will help.
Sweet. What a sweet old man.
Margaret Candleflame.
Margaret Candleflame. I want to be her. I want to be her so badly.
I don't know who I want to be.
Yeah.
I want to be
a great
like
name, though.
Thanks,
Angelina Jolie in Wanted.
Okay.
That's it. Like when she's like, shoot a gun sideways, motherfucker. That's not what she did, but no.
Also, Emily taught her pug Pearl to eat mango off of a fork.
See,
wow.
These are
talented
things.
Dogs.
So if you had a banana, would your pug be like, no? Where's the mango? That's
like I don't know what that is.
Mango only.
Get this banana out of here. I want a dog now so I could teach you things like that.
Dogs are amazing.
When you're stuck at home now, you're like, oh, screw work. I'm going to teach this dog how to like pick up something with his paws or I don't know, some crazy thing.
I can't do it with my stuffed animals. Like, I'm starting to be crazy now, you know? Like, people like, Pooh Bears assemble. Like, I can't do that. I mean, it's
like, oh, that's why. It's because mango is her favorite, so she'll put up with her shit.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
She's like, hey, Steve, your
I love a dog with
Mango's
good
awesome.
taste. That's so good.
Yes.
It's just Margaret Candleflame is like the grandmother in Downton Abbey who didn't know what a Monday was because she was so rich.
That's exactly who Margaret Candleflame is.
In my mind, I act like that. I don't make Margaret Candleflame money, but I want to.
I am not good at being like, I'm so wealthy, because I always fart and ruin it. So it's like,
oh, no.
Like every time I'm trying to be like,
yeah.
I think also, I did that.
I'm with the word. I would take some BS for ripe mango hand fed to me on a fork.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yes.
I'll be like, okay.
Love that.
Sorry. Oh, for one reason, okay, so I was reading this and my eyes were blinking, so I thought she said my cat Horny, and I was like, why did you name your cat Horny? But it's Henry, and he loves water from the faucet.
Cat, actually, I feel like a lot of cats love water from the faucet. I know my mom's cat goes crazy for tub water, which I'm like, New York City tub water is disgusting. Our cat, that cat will outlive us all, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. My mom, before she got this cat, she had this cat that I grew up with, but then I went to college. His name was, I can't remember now, Puddin. His name was Puddin.
I thought you were going to say Emilio because you were like, and then Puddin.
Puddin, not just pudding, Puddin.
Yeah, it's Puddin. You got to, Puddin, like Puddin pie. So he was so old. He was diabetic. He was missing teeth.
No.
And he would still be like a grumpy old asshole. Like, he just did not care. He would be like, listen. And when I was married, he would not allow my ex-husband to give him his insulin shots when we were babysitting him. And so my ex-husband got very upset because he gummed him, Puddin gummed him with his kind of empty gum, and he was grossed out. He was like, it's fucking gross. And I thought it was funny, and I was like, okay. He did. He's like, oh. So he made me do it. He was like, you go do it. I'm not doing it. I went and I was like, boop. And there were zero problems. Puddin was like, it's cool. Hit me up with the shit. I'm like, all right.
No comment. I love that.
So anyway, hello everyone. We are here because we love the 90s. Much like the beloved VH1 show, I love the 90s.
I miss that.
I do too. I actually did some research for this shit, y'all. And I pulled up.
Yeah.
Now that's what they call, that's what we call the 90s, their whole a playlist. It's a 3-disc set. And I pulled it up because I was like, how many of these songs do we even know? Okay. It starts with Back for Good. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this jam, but it was in that boy band heyday, and specifically a lot of the British boy bands. And they're like, I want you back for good. Those little dudes. And I think that's where we got Damon Albarn from.
Really?
Take That. That's the name of the band.
I didn't know that. I'm actually surprised about. I just assumed that he just came out brooding and, smoking cigarettes and living in
That's where we got Robbie Williams from, according to Google it.
You're right, that is. Robbie Williams came from Take That. Damon Albarn came from Blur, and then he did Gorillaz.
Gorillaz, right.
Yes.
And he's doing his, I think he's still doing Gorillaz, I think.
Yeah, he's still happy. I'm feeling sad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because back in the day, I had SingStar, and I did SingStar all the fucking time.
SingStar. I love SingStar.
I loved it so much.
Can I also tell you my joy with StreamYard all of a sudden? It's like pop-up video. Yes, that's where Robbie Williams came from. Like little comments or little facts from Talk About Video.
I love that.
I loved pop-up video.
I did not know that about Damien Albarn though. Like I thought Blur was what he started with. I didn't realize he came from a boy band.
He did it. I was wrong.
Oh.
Listen, everybody enjoy the moments when I say that I'm wrong. Enjoy those. Because that's not often.
Well, the only song I know from Robbie Williams is Millennium.
Yeah.
Millennium. Like that's it. That's all I know.
Yeah, everybody because listen, Robbie Williams was fine, and I say was because he's just not as attractive now, and it's not because he got old. It's because he looks like shit.
I want to see Robbie Williams today. Okay.
I told you.
That reaction.
You're so sad.
You meant very well. Not him. Oh yeah. He looks weird. Oh no, he's like holding on. I think he got some work done.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, click off. Okay, done.
Yeah. Close the tab. Close the tab.
Era where he was like,
yeah,
and we were all like, to him, and now we're like, no, thank you.
No, thank you. He's like sitting at some fucking airport bar looking to fuck somebody before his next flight. Like, I'm good. I'm all set. No big deal.
Oh shit! Some of these people really know Robbie Williams. Like, I do remember Rock DJ. I do remember Rock DJ.
Yeah. It was like those two, but I just really liked Millennium more.
Yeah, I liked Millennium a lot because I remember like Rock DJ. I can't remember if that's how it goes. I just made that up.
I have no idea.
Like, I feel like in America, like he didn't. I don't think he did very well in America. Same thing with
he tried, but no.
There was another guy. Jamiroquai. He's another one.
Yeah. Jamiroquai. Yeah,
he's
like still
here, and that's it.
Yeah.
He banished, went back to England, and then like I think he thrived. But here, like Virtual Insanity.
Yeah, that's all we know.
Such a good song and video.
Yeah,
that video was pretty iconic.
Yeah. I love that jam.
So good.
And he was so skinny and like he was so flexible.
Yeah.
With his and he was all like me and my movements. Listen, we're not gonna. You know what? I shouldn't be upset after I did chainsaw noises and pig noises on a I just need to let go any sort of sense of decorum that I thought I had.
Also, this is amazing. And the makeup drawer, who's also Emily, said Robbie Williams came from the town I live in. He's quite the sensation in his hometown.
Oh.
Again, we are pop-up video in 2020.
And I do remember Angels. Somebody brought that up. I do remember Angels because it was a good song. I have to play it again, but I remember that he had that song.
I have to. I don't remember that.
So then I have the next one. I'm not going correctly in order because some of the shit I'm like I've never heard of it and I just don't.
Do whatever you got.
I was not listening to a lot of Elton John in the 90s. We'll just say that. So Don't Look Back in Anger. Everybody knows that. Oasis was. I mean, I remember when Oasis. This is how much I loved Oasis. Gobbled up every Oasis fact, and I knew that when Liam was on stage and going like this, staring straight out, it was because he was nearsighted. He couldn't see the people far, so he was always just trying to see out at them, and he couldn't see. So he, I was gonna marry Liam Gallagher. It's a good thing I didn't. He has one eyebrow.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know a lot of I love Oasis, but the one band that I was obsessed with was Weezer, so much so that I actually made a fucking fan page for.
Oh no!
Yahoo!
Remember that? Yahoo!
Was it GeoCities or Geocities or whatever?
Or Angelfish?
Oh,
remember Angelfish? Angel Fire, duh. Angelfish, the fish.
But Weezer was my jam until they sucked. And after the album, I was like, I'm done. I don't want it.
Although I am gonna say I'm one of the only people, I think, me and like my best friend Amy, I think we're like the only people who really, I just jammed the fuck out to their like all covers album. I had such a good time with it. Especially Africa, the remake. I just have such a good time. I don't know why. I feel like I'm the only person who likes that song. There's something about it.
I like the Toto like I like the original version, but like Weezer, I think I'm so just mad at how hipstery bullshit fuck faces they are that I'm like, I don't care. You could be like literally giving me $100 and I'd still be like, you suck. Okay. So yeah. I'm the wrong person to ask.
It's like, listen, anytime that intro starts, I think like everybody goes like this. Because it's like dun 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 dun, and we're all like good. Doesn't everybody get excited by Africa, or is it just me?
No, I listen,
just kidding.
Yeah.
No, sir. Do not think I won't mute this mic to tell you what for. You relax.
Oh, sorry. I love Nirvana. Alec, Paul back there, fucking hates Nirvana. So anytime we're in the car and Nirvana comes on, he's like, shut it off. And I'm like, no, I love it.
I'm with Paul.
I didn't hate him. I like them, but.
So I just never got into Nirvana, and then on top of that, I went to middle school, and like I had to switch schools in 8th grade, and these like people would bully me. And then the one time that this girl started to be nice to me, she was this tall, blonde, very angry alternative girl. She looked like she stepped out of a 90s movie, to be honest. And when he died, she kept going like, Kurt Cobain is sacred with a T. With a T. I couldn't handle it. And so finally I said, it's sacred with a D. And that's when she started to be my friend, because I corrected her dumb ass.
You're like, you're an idiot. And she's like, I like you.
Oh my God.
Because she used to be so mean to me. And I was like, why are you saying sacred? Because every time she said it, I was like, I swear I'm going to punch you in your face.
Sacred.
Like, whoa, dude.
Is it like period?
Yeah, like, but it wasn't even like hip like that. She just didn't know what she was saying. And I'd had enough. I was like, you're stupid.
That's amazing. That's amazing. How old was I when did he die? When did he die? 94?
I think so. Let's see. I was in 8th grade. 9th grade would have been in like 96, so 94, 95, somewhere in that realm.
94.
Because high school was the following year.
I was like 9 when he died.
Yeah.
Because I remember, oh my God. I remember when he died. I remember when Notorious B.I.G. died. Because it was on the front page of the Daily News and the New York Post. It was like a big deal. And, oh God. I was such a weird child that I think like a year after we had like a talent show, and I sang Hole, like the band Hole, like Courtney Love.
Yeah.
Yes.
I sang the song Miss World.
Oh God.
In 4th grade talent show. That's the most embarrassing thing ever. Now I feel like after 30, like I'll be 35 this year. So like, yeah, after 25 years, I feel okay to talk about it. But
oh my God.
I'd be like, why did I do that? Like, oh, I want to cringe. But
I really can't imagine being in 4th grade singing Hole at a talent show.
You know what? I remember kids laughing, which was really sad. But I remember my 4th grade teacher was like, you know who Courtney Love is? And I said, yeah. And she went, you're fucking cool. And I was like, but yeah.
I was gonna say, you were a fucking cool 4th grader.
I was like, oh, thanks. But like, it was 2 weeks of being made fun of, and then it like died down. But yeah, it like ate me alive to the point where I was like, I hate Hole. I will never listen to Hole. Oh God.
Oh, and meanwhile, that's like, I love Hole. Like,
I feel like we love, like, it's so funny between me and you when it comes to certain things. We are total like opposites. It's so funny.
Yeah,
I know.
Funny. I love it. But
So
we
like,
agree on Oasis though, which is very good.
well,
Yes.
and here's the thing. I went to England or London in I don't remember what grade. maybe 9th grade, maybe 10th grade. Who the fuck knows? Because I'm old now, and that was a long time ago. So anyway, I bought a very specific album there, which was their Wibbling Rivalry, which is an entire album of them bitching at each other in the studio. Liam and Noel just like arguing with each other, talking about whether or not Rock is dead, and like fighting, I got that, and I got cigarettes and alcohol. Like I got those too. Yeah. And so I was just like, I'm so amazing. And I have these like really awkward photos of me with like pigeons in Trafalgar. Like, it's just ridiculous. Let me just tell you, when you try to feed pigeons, don't put all the fucking food in your hand like an idiot. Nobody told me, like, they swarmed me. I was like, the birds, fuck, because they all just like came, and I just started throwing it away from me, and then like they just still came. Yeah. It's funny. Liam was never supposed to be in the band. It was Noel's band, and then Liam just kind of baby brothered his way in.
Baby brothers.
And
like baby brothers, yep.
Yeah, exactly.
And like everybody else in the band would get mad. So Sharon, I think that you might be able to like Google it, but it was a big deal. Like anybody who was like a huge Oasis fan, like just like ridiculous, where you were like a fangirl, like my dumbass, like I was a groupie, but like not going anywhere groupie because I was in Abilene, Texas. Yeah. But anybody who was
dreaming groupie.
Yeah, you found out like every ounce of information you could, and as soon as I found that out, I was just like, oh my god, and I got a hold of that, and it was just amazing, hilarious. It's so funny because they're just arguing, and it's like 15 minutes, I think, of just them arguing back and forth.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Oh no.
No, you don't. No.
Same with the squirrels at Loyola Marymount, California. Do not feed those squirrels.
Don't feed any animals. Just don't do it. They're all.
The squirrels are thugs.
It's all regrets.
Squirrels are like thug life creatures for real.
Yeah.
They like come up to
don't
you and like
any animals.
Ridiculously, they're like
rats with cuter outfits now.
This is amazing.
These squirrels square up on you. Like they come up and like, give me your food, bitch, and you're like, all right, fuck. Like,
I love Honey saying, Liam, Mom said you have to let me in your band. Because I can't do a British accent to save my life. I'm not gonna try.
I mean, I'm not drunk enough to do one that's okay. I'm like, I have not.
Come back to us in an hour.
Breakfast at Tiffany's, which is like I hate that song. And I said, what about? Yes, I hate
Breakfast
it.
At Tiffany's, you said, I think I remember the bell. I love. That's the only song they ever came out with, Deep Blue Something.
Here's the thing. For me, it became like peak whiteness.
Yeah,
and I was
a lot it got played too much.
And I was like,
that was very white.
It was very like be in a Jeep with like the drop top down and like lattes and juicies and like scrunchies, just like very like, yes! So like I couldn't. And remember, I was old. I'm older than you are. So it was a whole different mood. It was like cheerleaders. And listen, I know I was a cheerleader. We're not going to talk about it. It was like cheerleaders in their Jeep being like, oh my God, we're going to go get our breakfast. Like, it was just.
Such a good song. Oh my God. No, it's so good.
Nusha. They went into the Deep Blue Something and never came back.
It's funny because I was actually talking about that with Alex. It's like, I wonder how much they made from that song. And like, do they go to hotel bars and just sing that song over and over again?
I bet. I would not be surprised. Like,
do you like live?
Yeah, Lightning Crashes was the shit.
I hated that. That was the one I hated. I hated that fucking song so much. The video, I think, bothered me because they used to play it all the time. There was like a woman giving birth, and it was like him crying. Like I thought it was so fucking dramatic as a child. I was like, what is this shit?
I don't remember that video, but I like the band. I'm like, I don't remember that song, but I like the band.
What was the name of that one song? I'm doing a bad job. We're gonna move on.
Everyone yeah, I was going to say that's like most of it.
Yeah.
All over you. All over you.
I Alone. Is that
That's
what
it.
Oh, I Alone.
Yeah. I Alone love you.
That was a good one. I think, yeah. That was good.
What? That guy wasn't attractive. What was happening there?
You know, he was okay. He was just bald. I think that was his thing. Like, I'm bald. Like, look at me. I'm bald.
Yeah.
I'm bald.
Yeah, because that was like a weird phase for like dudes. Like it was a weird phase for everybody, but it was a specifically weird phase for dudes where we still had ugly rock happening then. Like ugly rock kind of came back into fashion. Because like otherwise you can't explain Eddie Vedder, but like
like Eddie as like an ugly person.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of people thought he was hot though.
I didn't understand it. He didn't make any words. And then on top of that, he wasn't attractive.
I don't know what the fuck you say. I love it though.
Like I never got. He was like, pillow made of concrete.
He was not attractive to me at all.
Wait, why are we not in a like Eddie Vedder cover band? Like we need to start.
We can fucking quit YouTube right now and really start making money.
Right? Like just touring everywhere.
Sure.
Be like the three Eddies.
Ed, and Eddie.
Ed and Eddie, I was gonna say.
There you go. Very 90s. I love it.
Yes. And then we'll just take turns being the lead singer. Just be like,
we never have to learn anything. We don't have to play instruments. We just need to go.
Just random guttural sounds. That's all it is.
Like that is
so 90s bands. Stone Temple Pilots. Like I felt bad. Like he got really rough towards the end.
Man.
But, yeah, he had a really good voice, and then drugs.
He was still really good looking though up until the end because that heroin was preserving the fuck out of him. It really was. Like heroin is a preservative, is what I must think.
For
if
him,
you're rich,
not for most people.
Yes,
and
for
you
him.
do heroin, if you're rich and you do heroin, it's a preservative.
If you're rich, is the biggest part of that.
Because like,
but also
up until the end, I was like, why is he still so attractive? Isn't he like 50? And I was like, oh,
yeah, like,
I still do him.
This is like,
still come for Stone Temple Pilots.
No, I love Stone Temple Pilots.
I love them.
I loved Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah.
Loved everything that Scott Weiland was in.
Yeah.
Loved everything he was in. He just couldn't keep his shit together.
No.
That's all.
Exactly.
He just like couldn't. Scott was just he was just like so beautiful, like in an aggressive way. He was like kind of aggressively beautiful, where like because he was always kind of coming at you, and I just felt like he would headbutt you during sex. That could be a thing that I don't know.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like he would. Like I'm pretty sure he would headbutt you during sex. Maybe not on purpose. Maybe it was like heroin, bunk. But like, I'm so sorry.
I just have to highlight Moly Mole Bare Naked Ladies because I know Theresa loves Bare Naked Ladies.
I have a disgusting obsession with old Bare Naked Ladies, not whatever this new shit is, but old when the whole band was together.
Yeah, like 1 week chicken fried chickadee China, the Chinese chicken.
Before that is kind of like where it starts to go like, their older stuff I think is way better, and then they kind of got a little bit more mainstreamy, but then the lead singer, Stephen Page, had a little bit of a coke problem, and then he got out of the band, and now he does Zoom concerts, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, like he lives like upstate New York somewhere, and he like does Zoom concerts. So I'm like, I don't know if that's this. I don't know what's going on, but I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. Oh my God, Symphony by The Verge. I love that song, Bittersweet Symphony.
Yes, actually, I loved The Verve, and people did not know, like, because of all the drama that surrounded that song because of like the sample that was taken. It was a whole ass mess. There's a sample in there. So like my favorite Verve song is actually The Drugs Don't Work. And it's such a good song. It's like, yeah, the drugs don't work, they just make you worse, but I hope to see your face again. Like that is such a beautiful song. And that whole album from start to finish, if you just want to like relax, slightly be in your feels, and maybe like don't make love to it because it's like kind of depressing, but like be in your feels a little bit.
What was the drama? I don't know if I remember the drama.
So it was there was a sample of the song that they took, and whether or not the rights were given is never sure, but it was just like a whole fucking mess. And there was all of this arguing over that, and they spent so much time and energy putting money into whether or not the sample was like legally obtained, because that was right around the time when they started like I think right after that, they started defining how much of a sample that you could use without paying.
Wow. Interesting.
Because up until that point, it was like, yeah. So there's like a specific amount of time of a song that you can use that is fine and you don't have to pay. But once you go past that, you have to pay royalties and like get whatever permissions or do deals to get it done. So it was a big ass mess.
That makes sense.
And yeah. And that dude was so sculpted.
Yeah, he was very sharp.
Yeah.
He had a lot
He was very sharp.
Are they doing anything? Or do they do anything now?
I don't know. Look, find out.
I think they died off in 2000. Oh no! Oh, they broke up apparently like 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. He seemed moody, probably because his face was so sharp.
I believe you're right.
Like, it's because his face was sharp.
Beck is so good.
I love Beck.
Beck is amazing in concert. Yeah. He, I believe, is probably a freak in the sheets. I relate virtually everybody to how good they might or might not be in bed. And I feel like Beck would give you the experience of a lifetime and would also be a downtown king. Like, I feel like he would be down there doing work. You're welcome for the imagery.
It's so funny.
I love the intensity.
Yeah, I don't picture having sex with anybody. I kind of, maybe because I'm just older and like I just don't care. I picture like, would I have a good conversation? Like if we had coffee, would I be bored? And I feel like I would be bored with him. I would love to sit with him, and then I feel like he would just get too like abstracting. I'd be like, I gotta
like
go
cerebral or something.
Yeah, I'd be like, I gotta go. There's not enough coffee for this conversation, and then I would just leave.
See, I've always pictured like whether or not we would have a good time in the sack. The way that he like flopped on his back and like was like in concert, I was like, okay, I bet he goes down. I bet he goes way down.
I like
the fingers, the tongue. I bet he talks to you from there.
Half the person next to you were like, he definitely goes. He totally eats ass. He eats ass.
Like, he is in there showing you things that you didn't even know existed down there. Like he's down there doing weird magic things with his fingers. Your whole body starts buzzing and vibrating. It turns out it's him singing into your vagina.
Audra, your hand motions just made me think of Thorne in our previous chat used the term spaghetti fingers. Spaghetti fingers. Just like imagine how good spaghetti fingers could be in bed, and you're just like piano. I think Thorne said. I think they said piano playing makes you like gives you spaghetti fingers.
Oh my god. Okay, that's fun.
So every time Audra does this, I'm like.
I love the Flaming Lips. Do you realize?
Yeah,
that was such a good little jam. Although that song always like it should expectedly make me cry, but it doesn't. Like it just like I should expect that I'm gonna cry, but the thing is I do, but it's never at the same point, which is why it's unexpected.
Aww.
I'm like, let everyone. I start turning around.
So basically, you cry. You just deny you ever cry. You're like, no tears came out. And you're just like, you're sobbing. Oh,
I don't know what happens to me. Stabbing Westward. Listen, everybody always knows like the song from Stabbing Westward because it's in Urban Legends for one, with like super edgy, like that was Danielle from Halloween was in that, and Harris, and they play the one everybody hears that one Stabbing Westward song, but their best song is Waking Up Beside You. It is the last song on the album, and he gets all deep, like, and he just starts yelling, I miss. It's so good. God, I miss.
There's so many bands that I know. I know their songs.
Yeah.
And I know their names, but I don't know them together.
This is where it gets into industrial. I don't know shit about industrial.
Yes. Well, I was like a Tool, Rammstein. This is when I started like sliding into like my metal, like real. You what?
I hate
Teresa, I am revoking your vagina.
That's fine.
I revoke your vagina.
I just had this feeling. Like I was watching it happening where you said Audra said Tool, and I saw Teresa's face, and I was like, "Oh, some shit's about to go down."
Oh, I hate Tool. Oh, they're such
I revoke her vagina.
And Paul's over there like, I'm good. It's fine.
Yeah. No. I literally, okay, so we just watched Doom, this really movie from like 2005, like for a video game.
You mean a cinematic masterpiece?
I keep saying it's an American classic, and Alex keeps getting mad at me that I keep saying it. And Nine Inch Nails plays at the end, and you know, I feel like when I was a kid, I loved Nine Inch Nails, but they're another band that I'm like, you're up your own ass. I can't fuck with it. I don't know.
Tool makes really good music. You mean to tell me that when like it's their hidden song that like takes forever to get to, and he's like yelling out where he goes, you see, Reverend Maynard, these, because you know when he talks about the cries of the carrots?
Yeah.
He's like, these are the cries of the carrots. You see, Reverend Maynard, tomorrow is harvest day, and to them it is the Holocaust. This is necessary. Like,
and I'm right in the middle where I like Tool, but I'm not that intense as Audra. I also don't hate them. I'm just like,
fucking love Tool.
If anytime so we have Sirius XM, and we just like recently got it, and I've been playing a lot of Lithium. Like there's a channel called Lithium, which is all like alternative grunge music, and anytime Tool comes on, every time like loudly go, ugh, and just change the station. I'm sorry. That's God.
I have to highlight this. Incubus was one of my all-time faves. I finally got to see them live about 5 years ago.
I love
my best friend from like elementary, middle, high school loved Incubus. I love them. Like,
I love Incubus.
They're so California.
Because I Miss You is my favorite song from them, and this guy who wanted to bang me, but I didn't want to bang him. Maybe it was his flaky skin. I'm not sure, but he wanted to bang me, and he was going to the Incubus concert, and I told him that was my favorite song. And when I tell you that he called me, and like when they were playing it at the concert, then I was like, oh my God, he loves me so much, but I love this song, and I don't love you. Thank you.
Oh, my friends handle like on AOL was "Bat Your Eyes" from the Incubus, like one of their Incubus songs, and I was just like, I don't know.
He was another one of those like 90s skinny strong guys.
Teresa with her hand up.
Go ahead.
Can I ask a question? What do you mean his skin was flaky?
Oh my God. He wasn't taking care of like whatever was happening on his forehead, so it was just like always flaky. And I just every time I was there, I was like, baby, do you need to? I wanted to like exfoliate it. I was like,
guys in the 90s were doing that. They still do. Like they don't do shit to their skin, and you're like, just wash it. Put a washcloth on there, and it'll take off like a lot of stuff.
I'm like, just use a washcloth to gently massage. Like, that skin will clear right up, baby. You just okay. You're gonna try to step to me with your flaky forehead. All right then.
This is terrible.
Said dude needed the cerave bucket.
Oh God.
Listen, who said smashing?
All I heard, I was like,
oh, Angela.
Yeah.
Flaky skin.
That boy should have made his own Parmesan cheese with the fucking flakes from his face.
Yeah, because like you were Incubus, like there was just like this whole crew of like really thin.
They were all
like
thin. Yeah.
But they were stupidly muscular. Like they had all of the abs, and then also that side thing. It wasn't just the abs. They had that side muscle. I don't know what the fuck it was.
Cum gutters?
No, it was like this thing. Did you say cum gutters?
That's what they are. They're cum gutters. The V, the side thing. It's just that for super skinny guys, it starts like further up.
Yeah, it's like here. It's like starts at their fucking ribs, and then they all had that Ken doll flex at the bottom. Like you were just like, what the fuck are they feeding you guys? Like you're supposed to be sensitive and have feelings. Like what's going on with all these muscles? Like.
Thorne says you probably mean obliques. I don't know.
Listen, Thorne, I don't know the male anatomy the way I'm supposed to. I named everything after weird things.
I think the Ken doll flex and cum gutters are the same thing. And then I think the other thing are obliques.
Yeah, because one's on this side part here. Like it goes here. Yeah. And then the Ken doll thing is down here.
Yeah, that's the cum gutters. That's Teresa's cum gutters.
Yeah. Yeah. The Ken doll thing, you're like, I started calling it the Ken doll because that's what Ken doll looked like, but he didn't have any genitals.
I would Thor. What the fuck are cis men? Hey, you knew what you were walking in.
I am terrifically sorry.
I am also
not sorry.
It's fine.
Wait a minute. I don't know the male anatomy the way I'm supposed to. I would pay out the arse for a shirt that says this on it.
Yeah. He's pretty do it.
I would love that as merch. I would also love Margaret Candleflame as merch. Just saying.
Yes, you need to have like Margaret's Candleflame. And it needs to have a boa and then like a flame, like a candle flame. It's like, and then Margaret, you need a boa. Mm-hmm. And like maybe the A, and then in the candle flame you would put like, see, I can tell you what I just don't want to do it. Like I've been trying to design my exotic bird merch for an eternity, and I can't do it. Someone brought up though, Smashing Pumpkins today. Listen.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on in the 90s with Billy's, but between Billy Corgan and Billy Zane and their bald-headed asses, like
You confused them?
I was at a loss for their attractiveness. I was like, they're so hot. So anybody who doesn't, like Billy Zane had a bald face.
Billy, hot. Wait, Billy Zane, I could stand behind you on that one. But Billy Corgan, really?
Yes.
He looks like
I wanted that weird, he looks like what?
A potato.
Yeah, I know that now. At the time, though, the way that he kept going, it made me like, I don't know. I was having a sensitive moment. In between my angry Rammstein Tool moments, I needed my Smashing Pumpkin and my Billy Corgan with his like weird sunken skeletal face. Like something about that did something for me.
He has face, yeah.
I think Billy Corgan was most people's husband at a young age, including Audra.
Maybe it's because he looked like a corpse and I was into dead shit. So I don't know.
Like I'm looking at pictures of him now, and he looks like a potato just before it about to like spouts out and it goes bad.
Before it grows to eyes. The ice buds.
But when he's younger, he just looks like a skeleton with a very bad hairpiece. So
No, he took the hair off. I'm talking about the bald phase where he was bald.
wait, hold on. Wait, bald young. Hold on.
Billy Corgan, 1999. That's what
too round.
He just listen. I liked that at the time. I thought it was like he was so edgy at the time. You know, because that album, listen, that was a double CD album. If you did not have the melancholy and the infinite sadness, funny.
You know what? He looks, that's a good point. He is a young Uncle Fester.
Listen.
Fester, and now he's Uncle Fester now, but in the 99, he was young.
No skeleton and hairpiece.
Thank you. Corgan has a very round head and odd teeth, bald. I know what she's saying. Exactly. There was just something about all of that combination of strange that I enjoyed. I was like, he looks very strange. He doesn't go down, for sure. He does not go down to your town at all. He does not even like butt sex. He probably just does.
My vagina go inside out.
My whole body just clenched up when it felt like.
He doesn't do that. He doesn't. He's one of those people that thinks that you're having intercourse by like really touching your hands together and be like, can you feel it? And you're like,
you know, it's a lot of dry humping. He's gonna splooge and that's it. And then he's gonna be like, "You want to watch a movie?" Like that's what's gonna happen.
No, I swear, I feel like he's one of those like let's touch hands and like like conehead shit. Like that's what he thinks he's gonna do because he's like that's how deep
his bald head feels like a cone.
Because that's how fucking
he puts his bald head on your vagina, but doesn't actually do anything. He just
I thought
he's like, I'm thinking it at you.
All the way in, like, and
thinking it at you.
Him out of the womb.
So with his political opinions, he definitely does not eat taco.
Wait, he's a political one too?
Oh yeah, Billy Corgan is one of the he has his head up his own ass, which actually makes sense considering the shape of his head.
Oh my god!
Emily asking, "Is he an incel now?" Oh
my god, that's great.
And he said Marilyn Manson does go downtown. Yeah, but he bites.
On that note, I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna just say it. He bites.
I don't think I was ever attracted to him. No.
Marilyn Manson?
No.
Oh, I was into it. I was into Marilyn Manson. I was into Jay Gordon from Orgy. I loved all the boys in the makeups. I was like, how does it feel? I'm like, like I was like a whole lot.
I was like more, I don't know. I guess I always like the fat one with the glasses. Like fucking alternative. Just I was never into like when I think of like the guy from Prodigy. Firestar.
I loved him. I was so sad when he died.
I feel bad.
He actually had a heart attack, I think. But no, he was like my everything.
Oh, I'm sorry. When the fuck did he die?
A couple, maybe I can't remember if it was last year or it's 2 years ago. Let me go look because like I don't know. Time is all the same. So let me just look here.
Construct.
I have decided that it's like literally all the same.
Oh, he died in 2019. He was 49.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's young.
He was like I did like a monument to him when I had Facebook. Yeah. Like Keith Flint. Now I remember his name because I just remember like the first time I saw him and he was like, "I'm the bitch you hated, filthy infatuated."
Yeah. Twisted.
Yeah.
I remember being like, I'm terrified of him.
It was like him and the black dude with the crazy ass eyes. I loved him too.
Oh my god, yes.
I was like, I'm gonna marry you guys. Like we were gonna be a throuple.
That's nice.
It was gonna be
when you were younger. That's great. I love
Yeah, it was Theresa. I'm sorry. Yeah, he was amazing. And he just like, now I'm getting like weepy because like I loved him so much. And I was just like,
Oh.
because like they got me into like, you know, real like that music is what allowed me to go rave, you know?
Yeah. I was too young for raving, so I didn't get to experience that.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, Theresa, you would not have been okay with that. The drugs were going to be too much for you.
One vampire club, and that was enough for me.
You went to a vampire club?
Yeah, there was a guy I used to date. His good friend happened to be really goth, and she thought she was part vampire. And there was a club. Oh, fuck, I think it was like on 6th Avenue. It's like it was an old church, on somewhere on 6th Avenue. Like
Limelight.
Yes. So on this particular night, it was vampire night. So I went. And me and my boyfriend at the time we fucking stuck it. Like we were just like, we could have been both wearing like yellow jumpsuits. Like we're like not like into chains or anything, like the alien pants and everything was leather. It was so awkward. I remember I wasn't quite 21 yet, but I was able to go to the bar to like get a drink. And I remember there was a guy standing next to me at the bar, and he turned over and he went, and I was like, ah! I was like, oh, get the fuck out of here. That was intense. And like people were biting each other. It was like fucking weird. I was like, I'm not into this. And they were all taking ecstasy. I was like, ah! Like, no.
Yeah, it got, oh man, it did get a little.
Yeah.
Listen, the 90s for, because like that was dark vampire time before like all of the well, there's vampire phases, right? So like at that time it was like dark vampire, like bite you, get the teeth, all of the shit.
Yeah.
Now it's like glitterati. So it's like, and I'm like, I just need vampires to return to the darkness because that's what I enjoyed. Like I liked it a lot when vampires were like.
Yeah, like it was just, this was strange. This was what year was this? Like 2004, 2005. It was a very weird time.
Yeah, it was a weird time.
I was like, all right.
Like, I mean, I've secretly seen all of the Twilight films, but we're not going to really talk about it.
I can't even sit for them.
I watched them because I read all of the books. Because I like to torture myself with things. I'm like, you know what? Everybody likes. I
remember I was on the bus somewhere within Brooklyn or Manhattan. This was probably not right when the books were released, but maybe when like the second or third one was out. And it was a packed bus, so I was like standing in front of where someone was sitting, and I could see they were using like an e-reader. I could see what they were reading. And I was like, being the nosy person I am, so I'm reading as they're like, and I realized it's Twilight, and I'd heard about it, and I had never read any of it, and I read literally like probably 2 paragraphs, it's not even the full page, and I was like, there is no fucking way I would not be able to read the rest of these books. Like 2 paragraphs, and I was like, I love vampires. No.
Yeah, no.
To be fair, I was actually like, one, it was popular and I was curious, but I had just finished rewatching the entire Buffy the Vampire Slayer series, and I was just like aching for more like vampire lore. Like, and I'm still always to the end of this day, I'm going to be pissed off that Buffy and Spike didn't end up being a thing. It really irritated me. Yeah. I don't know why they couldn't make that happen. They let Buffy get with all these stupid humans and wouldn't let her get with the one dude who really understood her, Spike, you know? Still, it's always going to irritate me. Spike was everything. Spike was everything! Like...
Oh my God.
He had a sense of humor. And you know what? You weren't going to turn him into the devil when you fucked him. I mean, he had everything. He was funny and understanding. He was attractive in a non-traditional way.
He was cute. He was cute.
What was his name? Like James Masters?
Mastered or Mars.
Yeah, because there's another James Mars.
Yeah,
I get them confused.
Yeah, I think it's like Master.
Oh, I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah. Spike was my everything. Everybody was all David Boreanaz. I didn't find him attractive until he was a full-grown ass man. And I know people are like, he was 20-something then. He wasn't a full-grown ass man. I'm talking Bones full-grown ass, okay? Because when he was on Bones, I was like, okay, David Boreanaz, you done grown up good. Like,
I don't know. He was always like very oddly big, but like kind of like he was like stuffed with something. I don't know.
Yeah, even on Bones, I found him more attractive on Bones, but I feel like, especially on Buffy, he was because he was a very cold character, but it wasn't like, oh, that's just the way he is. It was kind of like, oh, you're a shit actor too. Like, I just didn't get any of it, and I didn't think he was attractive, and I was just like, you're not for me. And in Bones, he was like a little bit more, the personality was there a little bit more, so I think it also helped him feel more attractive.
I think he grew into his head. Like, I think that was the problem. Like, he had a big body when he was young and like a tiny head. Like, right now, I have a big head and a tiny body, and it just is what it is. Like, I can't fix it. But like, now you can't unsee it.
Got it.
But like, he grew into his head, and then it was like, he was attractive, but when he was younger, you're like, why? Like, that's what, when you said he's stuffed with something, that's immediately what I thought of.
Yeah, stuff.
I have to ask, because I've seen it mentioned a couple times in the chat. Was anyone into R&B, like hip hop and R&B in the 90s? Or were y'all
some, like In Vogue, Free Your Mind.
Yes.
Never Gonna Get It.
That was mentioned earlier.
Never gonna get it. Mary J.
Also,
Blige.
Fresh Prince, who was mentioned in this title, the title of the video, Gettin Jiggy With It. Although I think earlier Fresh Prince was much better.
Yeah.
Like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Fresh Prince.
Does anybody remember that he did Nightmare on My Street? Anyone? I do.
No.
I don't know what that is.
Will Smith did a song for Nightmare on Elm Street, basically, and it was like, and then there was a Nightmare on My Street. Nobody did a rap. Like, Will Smith did a rap about Nightmare on My Street.
No.
Huh.
And it had like, it was like, had a hip hop beat, but it also had the creepy like Freddy Krueger music, like doon 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 doon. Yeah, y'all need to look that up, because it was a good time.
Apparently.
TLC was just his goals. See, Liz knows. Liz was Luscious Life, knows exactly what I'm talking about because she was right there. Thank you. Boys to Men, I was there for.
Boys to Men, yeah.
Boys to Men was like, they always had that break where they're like, baby, I know I was wrong.
Oh, God, I love that.
They did it best. They did it the best. Like, people tried to duplicate, but they did the best.
Amazing at that. Who was the other one? I Swear. Who was I Swear? I Swear.
All for One. It was All for One.
The Stones. Yeah.
And then there was Color Me Bad.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're my girl. I'll do anything for you.
Nice.
I wanna set you up.
Maria taped herself.
Remember,
on a
because
cassette
that was like really
singing
our
Sleep
first
Source.
multicultural band.
Yeah.
Like, really was Color Me Bad. And remember, they spelled bad with 2 Ds.
2 Ds. They're extra bad.
Because they were bad.
My brother forced me to listen to a lot of rap. Because, like, he was the one that showed me a lot of rock, and then he, like, switched, and then I was forced to listen to it, but then ultimately I liked it anyway. But we listened to a lot of West Coast rap, which was fun, because the East Coast really...
Yikes.
Notorious B.I.G. was okay, but we listened to a lot of Tupac growing up. So we were like, yeah! So we were like, little white kids.
I can never, like, because people will be like, who was better, Biggie or Pac? And I'm like, I am not going to answer that ever.
Yeah, same.
Tupac, I'll answer it, fuck it. I think Tupac was just better.
I know, he was lyrically better.
He was. B.I.G. was always like this. Every time he down, you can never understand what he was saying because he'd sound like he like needed a fucking sleep apnea machine, like a sleep apnea machine. And I feel like he had like maybe what 4 or 5 good songs. I don't know. Like I think I like Tupac more. Tupac was.
Plus we have to remember one very important thing about Pac, and that was that he was in a movie with Janet motherfucking Jackson.
Yes,
That's right.
Yes. That was a good. Yes. That was good. Mm-hmm.
Poetic Justice, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This was so good. Oh, Ice Cube! I had the biggest crush on Ice Cube when like that was like my.
What?
Yes.
Theresa, the layers.
Listen, I like sad things, so when I saw him, I was like. And I saw Friday, and I was like,
yeah.
Oh my god, I remember seeing like
Friday was a game changer.
Oh my god, I love him.
Also, I love that you have an older brother. So I feel like my music choices have always been really varied because my older brother, he was really into Nirvana and a lot of the rock of the 90s, but then he also got really into hip hop and rap, Biggie, Tupac, Nas, Jay-Z, and all of that. And so I would hear that and listen to that, and then I was also like listening to NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and Britney and Christina and Westlife and like Spice Girls, and so like I always listened to just like almost everything except for country. Country was really the only genre I haven't been able to get into, and it just carried me through from a young age.
So I have to play you some like good country, because the thing about country, a lot of it is like, especially if the shit that's on the radio, it's garbage. You have to be Southern. I really feel like this a lot of times. Maybe it's because I'm Southern, but you have to be Southern to really like find good country.
I mean, I was in the South for 25 years. I
tried. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I'm gonna say Texan then. I will say Texan.
Okay,
because we have the Oklahoma border, and so we have that red dirt country, and like, oh my God, it's really good. It refers to like the color of the soil between. So it's just.
We have red. Yeah, we have red. Well, we don't call it. Always call it red mud, but red clay. Yeah.
Like Ryan Bingham is fucking phenomenal. I think he might be a California dude, but he is phenomenal. They're just people who know how to make good country, and it's not just like bullshit. Like pandering to trucks and sweet tea, because that's what those other guys do.
That's all I assumed it was, like dating. Something with you know, I had a girlfriend and then she left me and now I'm gonna get her back, and something with a whiskey bottle. I don't know. So I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Also, thank you, JH.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you.
But yeah, I know there's some good country out there. It's just not my specific thing I go towards. But I feel like I started, like, I was kind of trained from a very young age to just be like, listen to whatever.
Yeah.
And I can find something good in everything.
Shit, if you hear a good fiddle, it'll fuck you up in a good way. Like I saw Ryan Bingham live, and because I saw him with Willie Nelson. Yeah. So like, he had this little old decrepit man. He was like so tiny with like long white stringy hair, and he was playing the fuck out of the fiddle. Just like the ever loving shit out of it. And it was amazing. And I was like, play that fiddle, old man. Like, it was good. It was a good time.
There's this guy that it was like, I saw him. He's basically a street performer. I saw him in Brooklyn. And he's a fiddle player. And I've definitely heard some amazing music. It's just not the first thing I think of, but he's like crazy talented. And then it was random because I remember I saw him once on like a platform waiting for a train, and then like a couple of years later he was literally like the hired entertainment at this event that I was at, and he was still doing both.
Whoa.
But it was so cool to be like, oh wait, I know you and you're fucking talented, and I'm glad people are hiring you for like, I mean obviously you can make money however you make money, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Tracy, I'm going to say no to this. Absolutely no. Absolutely not. Carrie Underwood ain't country. Carrie Underwood is not country at all. That is manufactured.
What are your thoughts
country.
on the Chicks, formerly Dixie Chicks?
I've always liked the Chicks, actually. I've actually really liked them. They have really good songs. And like a lot of their songs are about female empowerment for sure. Because like, come on, Earl, come on. The whole song is about them being like, he's done beat this girl up enough. It's time for Earl to die. And they took Earl to task. Like, and then they did a really good cover of what's that? It's Fleetwood Mac, and now I can't remember the name of the song. Landslide.
Oh, a landslide. Yeah. Also, I love Emily using the phrase "mamaw." That's what we called our grandmother on my mom's side too. I just had to highlight that. I was like, oh.
Sherry, I do not hate Garth Brooks, but here's what I'm going to tell you. Garth Brooks was up to some weird ass shit, okay? Because Garth Brooks, at the height of his fame, smoked way too many of his own fart juices. Because suddenly he created another character who did rock, Chris Gaines.
Oh yeah,
Chris Gaines.
I was so fucking weird.
Ugly black hair. It was so weird. We were all like, is Garth okay?
Yeah. It's his nervous breakdown, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Or midlife crisis.
Yeah, because wasn't he married to Trisha Yearwood?
He still is.
Yeah.
Who was he married to before he was married to Trisha Yearwood? Because I feel like there was like a whole kerfluffle about all that. I really do.
Was he married to some other like country?
I feel like he was, and then he got married to Trisha Yearwood, and then it was like, sorry, y'all can hear these cicadas screaming for their lives out here, but they're alive. They're screaming for love.
He was married to Sandy Mall. I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah, he was married to somebody like normal, and then he like got with Trisha Yearwood, and it was a bit of a kerfluffle.
Yeah, he's still married to her since 2005. But because I listen, sometimes, Trisha Yearwood has a show on the Food Network, and sometimes she's like, "Oh, Garth is in the back," and I'm like, I don't know, and like that's literally, he doesn't come on set. He's just like, "Oh, he's in the garden."
Weird.
Whatever, and she's like making tacos and it looks delicious. So I'm on board.
We can both credit and damn Garth for making country as big as it got, because the man put on a fucking show. A show for the ages. Like, he was filling stadiums, and up until that point, country artists weren't filling stadiums. Like they just weren't. And then Garth Brooks came, filling up stadiums. People were like, yeah, like losing their fucking minds. Like, Garth Brooks was, he was the business.
No, this was Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw, yeah.
Also,
and he still is, isn't he? Isn't Tim McGraw still married to Faith Hill? Because Faith Hill's the shit. You do not fuck with Tim McGraw. You don't grab him or anything on stage, ladies, because Faith Hill will make a fool of you.
Yeah, they're still married.
Also, Dolly is an icon. Dolly Parton.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
If
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No,
you go for it.
I was just going to say something. Oh, her whole look is really about feminism, because she realized that men wouldn't listen to her if she was just like intelligent. So she put together that whole look because they would listen to her if she was like sexy.
Yeah, I think it's amazing how it plays against all of the like things, the stereotypes that you would expect. And I know it was an 80s movie, but I loved the movie 9 to 5.
I did too.
That was a great movie.
9 to 5 was the shit, and I really did not appreciate. I feel like they tried to make a remake, and I was like, no, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah, do not want it.
Like, things we didn't ask for. A remake of an already great film. Thank you.
Okay, I feel like we've like ran our course on the country. What about pop? Do we care besides the boy bands?
Oh, okay. So hold on. Let me consult my now. That's what I call a 90s music.
Oh yes. You have a whole resource.
They have quite a few of them on there. So we're gonna get a little. But first, we're gonna hit this because this moment was iconic and still is talked about today. Nothing Compares to You, sung by Sinead O'Connor, written by Prince. BT Dubs, for anybody who doesn't know.
Yes.
This song, she was doing so marvelously well in the US because she was like this tiny little pixie with a bald head, and then she ripped up the Pope's picture on Saturday Night Live. Live on air. Just
I really had like no clue how fucking strong Catholicism was in this country until it happened. And I don't think I even explained. I don't think I really understood it till I was a little older, because I was like, "What's the big deal?"
Yeah, it was rough, but people just didn't understand like where she was coming from and what was happening in her country.
Yeah.
So and she felt like the Pope was condoning the things that were happening and wasn't doing anything to help, and so she had enough. So she let it out on SNL. I saw that one too. I did choose Tajaria. I'm trying to make sure I'm saying your name properly. Please don't punch me in the face, because like I can't. This is my $2 money maker. I make $2. Then the other one that I'm going to hit on. Let's see. We have Spice Up Your Life and Wannabe by the Spice Girls.
So good.
The Spice Girls were a band I hated because I was Alterna Girl. So like I appreciate them now, but being Alterna Girl, I was like, fuck your Spice Up Your Life, fuck your girl power, and you're like, yay, because they were all like so excited about everything, and I was like, I'm excited about nothing. The world is a vampire. Like.
I mean, I was like 7th grade, so that was like everybody's fucking bop. So yeah. Loved it.
Was it also Mbop? I'm sorry.
I loved it, but I love Hanson.
I think I aged slightly out of Hanson. I think I was like just old enough where I was just like, fuck these tiny children. And I think because the song was also like so it wasn't everyone. It was the earworm. It was the earworm. That I was just like, I love pop music, but please shut up.
Well, remember, most of us thought that they were 3 little girls, and then we had to look closer, and we're like, oh.
No. If you're a little younger, a lot of girls were like, they're so cute, and I'm like, they're
oh my god, yeah, all the girls loved them. They were adorable. I mean, it's funny, they still play.
Yeah, they do.
And they own a brewery. And they're all married, and they have a bunch of kids, and they live in the middle of, I think, the Midwest somewhere or whatever.
Sporty Spice. Yeah. I think Sporty Spice was a lot of people's queen. She said, I don't know what's worse. Spice Up Your Life. I couldn't get around to it. Like, I just couldn't. Like, they were just not my jam. Like, I tried, but it just so.
Preference of like 90s dance music, though, I wouldn't pick Spice Girls. I would pick like Amber, LaBouche. You know what I mean? Like that. Like the real good 90s dance.
They're more like 80s almost. They were like 80s or 90s in some way, or like electronica, like clubbing kind of dance.
Live and Joy, like that is, I love that. I will listen to that to this day. I know all the words, like it's great.
But I also feel like a lot of those bands had like not black front women, or if they were black front women, they weren't the women singing the song. There was a fat black woman singing the song. And I distinctly remember it was a fat black woman because they didn't think that she was attractive enough to front the band.
Was that one?
I think Power did it, but
I feel like there was multiple.
It was multiple bands where there was like generally a fat black woman who was singing, and then they would front it with either a white woman or a skinny black woman who wasn't singing the song. And it was just very upsetting for us to find. Like, remember when we found out Milli Vanilli weren't singing their songs? We were all like, what? They're like, blame it on somebody is skipping, blame it on the.
That happened to Ashley Simpson, too. That was the end of
her.
Oof, that hurt her.
Yeah.
That was so, because she did like a hoedown dance. Like,
she didn't know what to do. She was like,
she got so awkward. She was just like, and like,
she's like, okay,
that, I mean, wow. I was surprised that the Showtime at the Apollo clown did not come out and just like sweep her off the stage.
Yeah.
SNL was not prepared for it. That's
like, that was rough. Like, Lana Del Rey had a bad showing on SNL too. It was horrible. And I never liked her from that moment on, because I was like, what the fuck is this? And then people were like, no, but she can really sing. I'm like, can she?
I just never understood the Lana Del Rey thing from the jump off. I was just like,
I never got it.
Not into it.
I didn't get it. So the thing about Britney Spears was like, she could sing. Yeah. The other thing though was that like, at the time, try to be as succinct as possible because also I need to refill my beverage. But at the time, they really like were trying to highlight her dancing and all of this stuff. And it's actually like, yes, Pink can do all of the things, but Pink came after the fact. But they spent more time on like her choreography and all this stuff, and really didn't want to spend a lot of time getting her singing where it needed to be. So her singing, they liked her baby voice and her breathiness, and they just like wouldn't let that go.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, and I also heard that because Christina was already also out there, that they decided that we want to, it's not even that she couldn't sing, but it was like, let's push her baby voice, probably because it also hypersexualizes her in this weird, fucked up way.
Yeah.
So push her to have this baby voice so that her voice wouldn't be so similar to Christina's and be competitive in that way. It was creating a different persona.
Yeah, because Christina was already like, hey,
yeah, because even from Genie in a Bottle, you could still hear that, like, the depth of her voice, whereas I feel like with Britney, yeah, because
Britney could sing, she just never actually had the chops. And people who like try to act like she did, they're on some kind of drugs, because she just never, she didn't have those kinds of chops. She could sing, but she could not sing to the level of Christina Aguilera. And obviously they didn't want to try to compete with that. So they were like, well, keep Britney small, sexy, and young, and let Christina have the pipes.
And she was literally like a kid, and they were dressing her up in so many ways where I was just like, you're like barely, like she was 14, I think, when her first song came out. And in a schoolgirl's uniform.
And Sarah said, I don't think lip syncing is always the wrong call. Michael Jackson lip synced on stage sometimes. I think Billie Jean is a big one he would do it with. Yeah, because here's the thing. The thing about lip syncing that people don't understand is like, there's literally a time and a place for it. And the concerts can get like, for virtually every artist, they have that shit queued up in case they're tired, and there's usually a sign or signal that only them and the sound guy know is going to happen. Because if you get really tired, or you start realizing your vocal energy isn't there, because people don't realize, like, these people are performing every other fucking day, if not every day. They'll hit a city and they're in that city for 2 days, so that's 2 days in a row. Then they get to the next place, so they're like singing every day. They're going to get tired. Like, on high note songs, let them lip sync. Don't be a dick about it. Like, I cannot deal with people who are just like, because I used to be like that. I was like, Britney lip syncs, fuck that shit. Now, I will say, I wasn't going to go see her concert to watch her lip sync and pay that much. Like, I just wasn't. But like, and that, because like she did lip sync virtually every song. So it's just like, I wasn't going to pay for that.
Stay home, listen to the CD.
Here's the thing is, I think there's actually a lot of concerts that are lip sync that people like. I mean, I've seen some performances that people are like, this is fucking amazing. And it's like, yeah, it's amazing because they sung for a very small part of it. And then when they were dancing, most of it was lip synced.
Yeah. Because it's hard to do all of that gyrating, running around on stage. Pink does, but Pink is like a whole other animal. Like, she does like Pilates and choreograph, and she does all that shit. It's fine. But everybody isn't Pink. So it's like, because you got to do a lot of choreo, like cardio and all this stuff, and like vocal exercises. It's a lot on your throat. So it's like, leave them alone. Like, they just get tired. I would be tired. Yeah. I sang in a band for a short period. Like, just one night of singing a gig was just like tiresome, especially because I had to sing Heartbreaker, which I don't know why anybody let me sing that. But we're gonna move on.
Wait, like go get Mariah Carey's Heartbreaker?
No, like Pat Benatar's Heartbreaker.
Oh, okay. That's where my brain is, like pop music.
Yeah, because like because you have to be like prepared, because when it drops, the music drops out, and then you have to do You're a Heartbreaker like by yourself, and you have to like fucking smash that shit, because if you fuck it up when the music drops, like everybody hates you. So it's like the whole song, I'm like prepping to get there, and then I'm just like,
oh, that's amazing.
Oh no, ma'am, Peggy. No, Peggy. I am not nearly drunk enough to sing Heartbreaker. I get drunk and do SingStar sometimes, which is a good time. Now I'm going to go and wait, hold on. Before I go get a drink, does anybody know? No, I want to talk about that one too. But I was like, wait. I'm going to leave y'all with UB40. Do y'all remember UB40?
Yeah, UB40 is great.
Yeah.
Red wine.
Yep.
Everybody hates that so much, and it like hurts my feelings. Cause like people just didn't like that whole like return back to like that Afro-Caribbean kind of like vibe. And it was like it was almost all exclusively by like white British dudes. No, baby, none of this is for you. So like people got pissy.
That's fair.
I miss SingStar too.
Fair.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Hope. What were some of y'all's favorite 90s jams? Oh.
Wait. Oh, I was just noticing. Already was saying Pat Benatar had like a 4-octave range.
She did. Amazing. She was a classically trained opera singer. Also, Fatboy Slim. Praise you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I feel like what's that? Also, Audra's gone. So I'm gonna say she has a great singing voice. She might be able to hear that. I don't care. She has a great singing voice. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, it's not a song that I would necessarily want to listen to a million times over, but
you hear it every couple of years. It's like, oh, okay, and then it's like another one of those kind of one-hit wonder-y kind of songs. I think. Did they ever come up with anything else?
I don't. That's a good question.
I think Red Wine was pretty much their bread and butter, if I'm not mistaken.
I really wonder how many people had one-hit wonders in the 90s, and if it was more or less than like the rest of the eras. Because I feel like the 90s had a whole lot of one-hit wonders.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I actually just Googled one-hit wonders in the 90s that you possibly forgot about.
Actually, this is insane.
Yeah.
Red Wine was written. It was originally written, performed, and recorded by Neil Diamond.
Yeah, Neil Diamond did a lot of stuff.
1967.
I love Neil Diamond in a weird way. I don't know why.
Yes.
I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't explain it.
But also Natalie Imbruglia was amazing.
Yeah.
Was like perfection.
Oh my God, Mambo number 5, Lou Bega.
Oh my God.
Something else mentioned in the chat was Macarena.
No,
oh my
Mambo
God.
number 5 and Macarena.
Oh my God. I loved when people would be drunk at a wedding singing it because they'd be like, that's all they would do.
And they would just be like flailing around, not even doing the moves, just like flailing.
Yeah, and it was like, baby.
Do you remember Steal My Sunshine?
Yes, I know. It's up to me if you steal my sunshine.
They were brother and sister, which was really weird.
Oh.
Ew.
Yeah, I know. They're like weird brother and sister, I think.
Doesn't that song have a reference to like, no, it's a different song. You get what you give. Yes. They had a dig at Marilyn Manson in there. And people were like asking Marilyn Manson what he thought about it. And he was like, I don't care. He's like, I really don't care.
Manson. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sex and Candy.
No.
Marcy.
Yes,
Playground.
Marcy Playground. Like, listen, I loved Marcy. I still love them. You know why? Because they made a song called The Vampires of New York. And I love that song so much. It was like this weird, odd, creepy lullaby. And they're like, come see the vampires of New York.
I didn't even know they had another song other than.
Yeah. They had, like, I had 2 of their albums. I had 2 of them.
The fact that they had 2 albums is pretty fucking impressive. So good for them.
Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray is.
Also, hey, Kelsey. Hello.
Hi. Pretty lady. Sugar Ray is a guilty pleasure, but that was another one that was very weird too. That was a weird band, and he still performs. Mark McGrath.
Yeah, he's like, I just want to fly. You know why everybody loved him? Because he had those sparrow tattoos, and also the frosty tips. Like he had frosty tips.
All the tattoos.
And I was like doing that, like whatever.
Yeah.
Prayer hands.
Doing that, like the prayer hand.
Your imitation was so good, Theresa.
Prayer hand. Oh my God, what is
Tracy, Mark McGrath not only looks kinky, he is kinky. He is the dude who is going to use a vibe and his carrot.
So he eats ass.
He does. He also does it in the butt, but he's, kind about it. He will do it to you in the butt, but he's kind. He puts the vibrator on your clitoris, prayer hands, and gets going to town.
That's what he does. He prayer hands your butthole.
You are going to enjoy that experience. It's gonna be like you're the person where you're like, I don't do butt sex, and he's like,
so he's gonna do something weird, but you're gonna enjoy it, is what Tracy said. But you're gonna like it.
Yeah, he's gonna do weird shit, and you're gonna like it. He's gonna do weird butterfly things with his tongue, and you're like, oh, okay, that's good.
We have semisonic closing time.
I loved I used to love that song, but I hate it now because every single bar I've ever been to used that as like their closing song for you to get the fuck out of the bar.
Well, I went to a bar with one coworker who sang closing time. It was closing time, and I think it was like Eagle Eye Cherry, Save Tonight. He just did it over and over again and was like,
oh, and Eagle Eye Cherry. Oh my God.
And like,
Eagle Eye Cherry. I forgot about them.
Save Tonight.
That will be stuck in my head forever now.
It kind of hurts. Oh my God. Yeah. Do y'all remember that White Town song? Your Woman?
Yes. Oh, yeah,
dun,
Your Woman.
Dun,
yeah.
I could never be your woman. That was.
Oh, I gotta put that on my Spotify list. Hold on.
I know. As you were singing it, I was like, actually.
Hello, Sai.
Hi.
Josh. Hi,
hey, Josh.
Hi.
Can I just tell you, I get annoyed because I was stalking your Instagram, Josh. So this is going to happen to you on live YouTube. So I was stalking his Instagram, and the annoyance I began to get with just because his looks are so pretty and he's pretty, and it just irritates the fuck out of me. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just going to be
like, how dare you?
Yes.
How dare you?
It's annoying. I was looking and I was like,
between the looks and the backdrop, the crystal geode marble backdrop.
And then all the attitude in virtually every pic where he's about to tell you some shit. Every time he looks like he's about to tell you something. And it's going to be the realty, but he's like.
Just like we were saying about Mark Grass from Sugar Ray, but you're going to like it. Yeah. You're going to be annoyed, but you're going to like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like. Bo is very actively judging us. I feel it. You are correct. He is mad. Let me see if I can get it to where you can actually see how judgmental he's being. There you go. Full judgment. You see that? Do you see how much he's judging everybody? Look at him side-eyeing the fuck.
He's not even looking. He's just like
no. Yeah. He's like, don't look at me, but don't look at me. But look at me.
He's a full mood.
I should have my drink stuff tomorrow if the post office does not mess up, and I'm excited.
Baby, I have to refilm some pieces, but I am almost done. I say almost
like right now?
Right now? Almost meaning whenever. You'll be done whenever.
Well, I couldn't decide if I was gonna. Ooh, garbage. She used to Shirley Manson. She used to piss on stage.
Yes.
I was just about to say Shirley Hansen is a stunning person, and she pissed on stage. Okay.
Yeah, she would. She would piss on stage, in her clothes. She wasn't just taking them off and peeing. She would just pee in her clothes, because that's what you did then. Yeah, because it was the thing was, it was garbage versus whole for a while, because they're both kind of dirty bitches.
Garbage is way better. Garbage is so much better than whole.
Yeah,
garbage is the same thing.
No.
She has such a better voice. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, she's so
also good. Gwen from the 90s, no doubt.
Okay.
She
Remember?
looks so fucking good now. Like, I mean, even back then, like, she still looks the same. And I'm pretty sure she made some pact with some devil because there's no
She
fucking
put
way.
some blood of her enemies on her face. As
Yeah,
Audra would
some
say.
placenta of something. Because I'm like, how the fuck do you look like you're like 12 still? I don't get it.
So listen, there was a period of time where I hated Gwen Stefani with everything I had.
Why?
But
She's so fun.
she married my husband. My husband.
Oh God, Gavin Rosdale.
Gavin Rosdale was supposed to be mine. Theresa, I either want them skinny or fat. There's no in between. So anyway.
Oh God,
the more we talk about this, the more I'm thankful I was never that possessive over people I don't actually know and wanting them. My body was just never that way. It was just like, they're cute.
Listen, I was good. Up until, this is when Gavin Rosdale became absolutely mine. When they did American Werewolf in Paris, Gavin Rosdale and Bush sang the song Mouth. All right. The video for that is tits, and his voice when he's like, you gave me this. I'm like, just sploosh. It was just instant splooshies. And I was finished with life. I was like, that's it. Gavin Rosdale, it's mine. Mine. Mine.
No.
Yes, Theresa. Does he really have his nose up in the air?
I think it makes it really clear that Theresa would never fight you for anyone that you're into.
No, we have
fine.
Polar opposite. You can have everybody.
I
just want to
listen. He's also super sexy in Constantine, so whatever. Plays Balthazar.
I want to know your other reason, Taj.
Yeah.
I really liked her, but looking back, I'm like, in the moment, I fucking loved No Doubt. I'm with Peppy. Every time I heard Don't Speak, I was in my feels, even though I was a literal child with no relationship. Exactly.
Same thing.
That wasn't the one that did it for me.
But that whole first album, or maybe it wasn't their first one. Their first one with radio hits. That whole album
Don't Speak was like literally the only song I hated. Like I hated that song so much.
Like Spiderwebs, so good.
I love
my favorite.
Yeah.
Tragic Kingdom was my favorite song.
Sunday Morning was my favorite.
Oh, Sunday Morning, yes.
Sunday Morning.
Yeah.
I like Return to Saturn too. That's a good album too.
There was something about like I think I like circus music and like horns and stuff because they're like when she just hit that welcome to the tragic kingdom. I was like in it. And Just a Girl was my favorite. I have too many like weird drunk karaoke tales of like because when I first started doing karaoke, I would get so nervous that I would get like overly drunk. But I would always like smash the song. But afterwards, it was a nightmare. It was just like vomit and sadness. Like I would do the song because everybody always messed with me, and I don't know why I fell for it. Like every time they'd be like, "Oh, let me see what you're gonna say." I'm like, "Okay, no, you're gonna throw it in the fucking cup again." And they're like, "No, I'm not gonna throw it in the cup." I'm like, You're not gonna throw it in the cup?" And they're like, "I'm not gonna throw it in the cup." I'm like, "Okay." And they're like, "Boom!" And I'm like, "You piece of shit! You promised!" Because it was the Brass Monkey, and they used to do it by like you put the songs in the cup, and then you would just pull it out of the cup. And so it was like a good time. Brass Monkey was, or is, I guess, still, I don't know if it's still there, but it's a famous karaoke bar in LA. And like David Arquette and like Courtney Arquette, like all those people came there. So it was just like, all right. I never saw any famous people while I was there, thank goodness, because apparently I'm addicted to famous people when I meet them. So it's fine. Ooh, Save Ferris was so good. Save Ferris was so good because she was also on, she has a girlfriend now on Real Big Fish's album.
Oh my
She's
God,
saying,
Real Big Fish.
Yes,
I haven't heard that in a while.
I still listen to Real Big Fish.
Hold on.
Literally always listening to it. Like,
Can
still sing way too many songs by Real Big Fish. It should be criminal, but like I do. It's like, real fish, real big fish. It's gonna make your body whoa. And then they also had We Care. Thanks for calling us sellouts and not taking a joke and talking shit and covering us with spit. We're so glad to know you care. We care. There's a whole song where they like just shit on people. Like, yes, that's right. And I like that song because every YouTuber should literally listen to that song. Every YouTuber. Because that song will just like make you feel better every time you like grow and somebody says, I liked it better when you were like smaller. And then you just listen to that song.
I love it. Also, you mentioned Brass Monkey, and I couldn't help but think of Beastie Boys.
That's what I thought too. I was like, "She's talking about the Beastie Boys."
No, like that was the name.
Monkey. I love them. They were so good.
Yes, that is true. I was the person singing in my cubicle. No, I know Our Lady Peace. You need to know that I'll be waving my hand.
I've heard
Yes.
I was gonna say I know them, but I don't know that song. You just
watching you drown. Yeah, that was a good jam. I loved that song. And maybe you should sleep.
Oh my God.
I loved that.
Oh,
Six Pence.
Richard, yeah.
Isn't that from your favorite movie?
She's All That. Yes.
She's All That. She's All That. Yeah.
And she's like walking down the stairs all fucking slow mo. Who the fuck walks down the stairs in slow mo? I think
when
that shit has caused me to walk
off,
down.
That happens, okay?
Yeah, when you take your glasses off and you put on a dress.
Hot. Like that was it.
And you're like stumbling your way, but you somehow make it look cute.
Watch, look.
You're like, oh, I'm so adorably. That is where Jennifer stole it. Jennifer, what's her name? That actress? That's where she stole it from. She's All That. She's like, I fell. Such a dick. Goldfinger. Yes. I loved Goldfinger. Big Bad Booty Daddy. Like, oh my God. The 90s was like so good.
Squirrel Nut. To me, they only had one song, and that was Hell. And that was it. And I love that song.
Okay, I'm starting to hit that's what 4 for 4. Thank you, Jennifer Lawrence, because she said when you put that song in your story when you share my post on because that song she loves that song. That's like 4 for 4 that I've done that to people and shared their song, shared a story and put a song to it, and then every time the person has come back and been like, "That's my song. This was my song this was my song," and I'm like, I'm gonna stop doing it because it's freaking me out now.
Don't stop. It's amazing. It's your thing.
Yes, because it had Everclear on it.
Oh, Everclear.
The whole soundtrack.
Everclear. I loved Everclear.
That soundtrack was like, I don't think it was the first CD I bought, but I think it was one of the very first CDs that I bought, and I listened to it on repeat.
Repeat. It was the only way you could listen to it, start to finish, on repeat.
Yes, it was one of those start to finish albums for sure.
No on the Red Hot Chili Peppers, despise them. Every single song is about Danny, California, 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 California.
Some of their older stuff I like, but then I kind of just hit a wall with them.
California. Sorry.
But a band that I do like is Foo Fighters.
I love the Foo Fighters.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Walking After You is one of my favorite songs of theirs. If you walk out on me, I'm walking after you. They have like really, really beautiful love songs that most people don't hear, but it was good. For some reason, I really liked the one song that I think it's because I associate it with Beavis and Butthead Do America, which is Roller Coaster. I like that when they remade Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
Like that. I like that one. So I was living on that shit.
Oh, Cardigans.
Love Fool, the Cardigans. Yeah.
So good. Or what was it? My Favorite Game. I think that was the other song that was really famous too.
Oh, right. Remember E6?
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
I would swallow my pride. I would check on their pain, but the lack thereof will be empty inside. Yeah, that was pretty intense.
Oh my God, Crystal Waters, yes.
Oh my God,
I need to go put that on my fucking thing. I forgot about 100% pure love. Oh my God, I love it.
Oh, three good ones from A. Fisher. 311, The
311, fuck
Offspring, and
yes.
Sublime.
311.
311, listen, they have their
One
own
song.
day. I'm not trying to hear it. No, they have a bunch of
Amber,
songs. They had
that's it.
Transistor, they had Amber, they
Amber,
had
that's it.
Down. No, get out of here.
Sucks too. They only have two songs: "Self-Esteem" and oh god, what the fuck? "Keep Them Separated."
Pretty Fly for a White Guy, also.
Get the fuck out of here.
No.
You said they only had two songs. I'm just saying that they had that song too.
No, I thought you liked that song. I was like, ew, no.
We're talking about songs that we like. Sublime was another one that I loved, though. I feel like
sad.
Yeah.
He died.
But wait, we are completely forgetting Doo-Wop, that thing, Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, Lauryn Hill's one. Erica Badu, Lauryn Hill. Those were like.
Because that jam, when she came, boys, you know you better watch out. That song made us all like think that we were all R&B singers.
I love it. Those were great too. They were great.
Transistor MJ, that's my favorite album. Same.
I was wondering when that came out because I was like, wait, was that there? But that was still the 90s. That was 98 when Doo-Wop
98, yeah. Does anybody remember when MC Hammer became Hammer and then he did Pumps in the Bump?
No, I don't think
Pumps in the bump, pumps in the bump. I like the girls with the pumps in the bump. He like decided that he was going to be like kind of a hardcore rapper, but it went poorly. Like obviously, it went bad. Like I'm like looking right now.
Wait, Rise Against or Rage Against the Machine? Rage Against the Machine was the favorite too.
Oh, I liked Rise Against. And I still do.
I don't think I know.
Steve remembers.
Yeah, I don't know
remembers
them.
Pumps in the Bump. Somebody remembers Pumps in the Bump.
I like Sherry. I'm so glad I did not remember that.
I'm with Sherry.
I remember the MC Hammer to Hammer, but I don't remember.
Yeah, he did Pumps in the Bump and Abrams Limp Bizkit.
Or no, right?
No, it wasn't. He just went bankrupt because he was paying people to fucking stand there because he was trying to give money to the neighborhood, which understood, but he needed to make them have like actual jobs and not pay them so much money when they weren't doing anything. Then she brought up Limp Bizkit. Listen, every time I hear, it's just one of those days, feel like a freight train. And like, listen, first of all, I thought I was such a rapper because I could sing all of like the Limp Bizkit. I was like, I am a rapping ass bitch. Like between them and what are they called? They did One Fierce Beer Coaster, and I can't remember the name of the band. But
you're talking about the Bloodhound Gang,
Bloodhound Gang. I thought I was like the best rapper ever. I was like, listen, I am the rapping queen. Get away from me. I was sad. It was a sad life I led. Just like, don't, leave me alone. I lived in a small town. Like Limp Bizkit was the business. Like, like Fred Durst, before we knew he was bald under that cap, you know what I mean? Because he was kind of like chubby, and I liked that about him. Like I said, like either you're chubby or you're extra
stocky.
skinny.
He wasn't even like, he was just like, I don't know. I wasn't into him.
He was kind of a chubby dude, and he wore a baseball cap, and he was like super aggro, and I was into it. I loved that aggro shit.
Everything about him read, I have a tiny dick and I'm insecure, so I was good.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know about tiny dicks at the time. I just felt like he was the guy who was gonna like pump ya and then like pass out and throw up on your tits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was like the worst.
He wouldn't ask your permission kind of guy. So.
Yeah, I don't think he does.
There'd be two fingers and you'd be like, great, cool.
Yeah. Did you just say two fingers? Oh, shit.
He just seemed like an asshole, and I don't prefer to date or fuck assholes. The literal or the physical type.
Whoa.
Also, I thought about Linkin Park. 93 Runt said that Linkin Park was great, but they actually hit really more in the 2000s because I literally just looked it up because I was like, wait.
They did. They hit like right in 2000 is when it was like, whoa. And then of course there's like Radiohead. I think somebody mentioned that a long time ago, but like Radiohead hit that. Like, I think now they'll perform Creep. They used to not perform it for a long time because like he was pissed about it.
Tracy, I am ready for Tracy. Tracy just said, "Oh, dude, you guys are not ready for my story about."
I'm always ready for a story about Two Fingers. Like, I mean, and then Green Day came out in '94. So you like, I was just such a like punk rock like.
Yeah.
So like, the thing is, I didn't just like Green, like, so that album, that Dookie album. Anyways, the end of it has a hidden song. Remember Hidden Tracks, y'all? So anyway, that song was like my favorite thing, especially when I discovered it was about masturbating. So like I was like way into it when I realized it. I was like, that's so cool. I didn't even masturbate at the time, but I was still like, yeah. Masturbating, fuck you. I'm such a nerd. It was like also before I even knew what really fingering was, and people would say that to you, like, so-and-so got fingered by so-and-so, and I was like, ew, but I didn't know what it was. So I was like, why are we grossed out? And I'm like, oh, I just pictured somebody like sticking fingers in your general direction, and I didn't know. Like somebody just like, oh no, I got fingers. Like,
it's funny how you talk about fingering, as I was just noticing that the chat was at 69 likes, and I was like, that's appropriate.
You saw Rancid? Rancid was the shit. Listen, I was not a Sarah McLachlan fan because I had to say her name like that. McLachlan. I liked Bitch. I liked the song Bitch by Meredith Baxter. Meredith Baxter. Oh, it's because I'm trying to think about Meredith Baxter Burney. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Anyways, Meredith Brooks. I liked that, but I was not so much a Lilith Fair girl. Not because I wasn't into female empowerment, but because I liked smelling good. And a lot of the girls that I knew that were way into the Lilith Fair had become against showering and just general bathing. And to each their own, but they turned me against that whole Lilith Fair thing because they were like, oh, Sarah McLachlan. I'm like, did she tell y'all not to bathe? Like, we're all young and we're going through like our maturity. So like, you gotta bathe. Cause like, you can choose not to once you've gone past that part. Like once you've gone past the growing spurt where you're just fucking stinky. You know what I'm talking about? You got like, there's like this point where kids are just fucking stinky.
I'm just drive here.
There really is like, and most parents will tell you like, there's literally a time in your child's life where they just fucking stink no matter what they do. So there's a stinky point of your life. And during that stinky point, you need to bathe at every opportunity. You just need to bathe at every opportunity. And these girls were just, I'm like, look, you got to be stinky at 16. Like now you've gone past that. Then you can just be smelly. But like.
All right. Love that. I liked Sarah McLachlan. I liked Alanis Morissette. I love Tori Amos.
Yeah. Oh,
I liked Alanis.
Yeah.
I wasn't a Tori fan.
Natalie Merchant, Tracy Chapman, like that whole up.
I did like a lot of Fiona and Alanis. I think were two of my favorites. Like
Fiona was my business.
Yeah,
I love Fiona.
Yeah,
yes.
Fiona's awesome. Love her. Jewel was another one that was
I love Jewel. Like old Jewel before she married Ty, the because he's a bull rider, which I would know because I watch fucking bull riding because I'm a goddamn Texan, motherfuckers, and I'm gonna watch. I love bull riding. It's an amazing sport.
Patti Smith.
Those bulls are so well taken care of. It's ridiculous. It's funny that people would get mad and they'd be like, these bulls. I'm like, no. Do you understand? Those bulls are worth millions of dollars.
Lilith Fair equals good music, body hair, butt fucking patchouli.
Yes. That movie High Fidelity. Get your patchouli snake out of here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they got like way into like, because we hit the stage where as women we were like, we don't have to shave. I'm like, no, we don't have to.
I guess
we can still use deodorant.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to Lilith Fair, but I don't think anyone in my like, well, like I wouldn't have been able to, and I wasn't in the like don't wash part of it. It was more of just like fuck the patriarchy from that young age.
Yeah. PJ Harvey's another one that's great. Bjork.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bjork.
Yes.
Bjork.
Bjork was, it's so quiet.
Yeah, that's so good. That whole album post.
That was such a good time.
I love it.
Sherry, Jewel yodeled in concert. It was fine. Like,
Fair is really great too. I forget about her sometimes.
I always remember this though, because every time you hear these bars, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go, boy.
Man. You mentioned earlier we were talking about country. Country.
Yeah.
Did you say country?
Country. Yes, I said that. I was a fan of Shania, but now I look back and I'm like, was I a fan or was I just listening to her because she was on the radio?
She's on the radio.
I think it was both. For me, I think it was both. Like but I didn't think she was as hot as everybody thought she was. Like everybody was like, Shania Twain's so hot, and I was always like, eh. Like I just never felt. Boy, if you don't stop, I'm gonna put you in your room. You're going to your room. You are going to your room. Anyways, it's like it's a whole it's our room, and he'll go.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, yeah.
I'm like, it's our room. He'll be put in there, and
I want to have a second bedroom for a dog. That's great.
Listen, if I got a whole other bedroom for this dog, that would mean I'd have a 3-bedroom apartment, which currently I have a 1-bedroom, which means I've made it in YouTube. Like, I'll be like, I have a 3-bedroom apartment.
Oh my God.
Bo has his own bedroom.
Right there. Get the bedroom apartment money. That's what I want. 3-bedroom apartment money.
Yes, one is a filming studio so that I can stop clogging up my entire home.
Yeah. I want that's what I want the most is just like a one room to just film, and I don't have to take down my lights or move anything.
Yeah.
And
I don't take it down, but I live by myself, so it's just like you just like there's 3. Like my mom is like, because my mom comes in, she's like a moose, and I love her so much, but she comes barreling into my home, just like smashing into shit. Yeah. I love her so much, but she's just like kicking like his water bowl. Like I keep moving it in different places, like hoping that she won't run in. I'm like, Mom, I don't understand why you can't. She's like, it's so dark in here. I'm like. And I tell her, like, Mom, you know I don't like overhead lights, so, like, what the fuck? She's like, why do you keep it so dark? So she's just stumbling around, opening my fridge, like, hi, Mom. Wow, I don't like it when you lick that. Stop. He licks the back of my thighs, which is like not thighs, knees. Sure. He licks the back of my knees, and he's recently gotten more licky as he's gotten an adult. Like he just. Okay. He started licking my legs after a shower. It's fucking weird, and I don't know where it came from. Like my cats used to do that, and they just like stopped. But like, thank you. The back of the knees. I am not being. Fuck you guys. You guys were being hateful.
No, I'm laughing because hearing you say, Bo, I don't like you licking that.
And I'm automatically just assuming that you have peanut butter on certain parts of your body. I don't know.
I do not abuse my baby boy.
I don't know.
See, look, there's 2 other people.
It's a Friday. I don't know what you do on a Friday.
He's grooming you, being a pal.
Yeah, he's just grooming you.
Oh my God.
Like he only he never did that before, and like
wait,
like maybe last month.
We don't hate a liquor.
Oh, well, I mean, it depends what kind of a liquor and licking what, I think is the question.
Yeah. I mean, like. Okay, hey.
Oh God.
Now he's like directly behind me, just gently grooming his feet, and it's the sweetest thing. Because he like when you look at him,
he's like a 13-year-old boy. I'm like,
he's grooming his feet. He's like the most fastidious dog I've ever had, like ever. He is constantly.
I love that he's looking the other way, like, don't you look at me. Don't you?
He just.
Don't you dare turn your head.
He is.
This is like his regular.
It's weird. He's like on his peripheral, just like
yeah,
turn your head.
It's like very upright.
He does, like, I don't understand. Like, he throws so much shade whenever I'm doing this. It's so obnoxious. But like, oh wait.
No.
Dun dun da da dun 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 da da dun dun.
Ricky Martin.
Oh God.
Yes.
Yes, Ricky Martin.
Oh my God.
Remember, and people like, and that was back in the day when people were like, oh my God, is he gay?
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to say anything. And like,
No.
we were all just like, it's fine if he is. Like, who cares?
And I felt bad. I think
Yeah.
he had to like fake it for a very long time, which is sad.
He did. He had to pretend that he liked ladies.
That's so sad. I hate that.
So did Lance from NSYNC, which
Yeah.
I knew. I know
that
that's
was
weird, but I knew he was gay though.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
he did it early.
Yeah.
He was the one that I was like, I love him. And I'm like, of course he happened to be the gay guy. That always happens to me.
Oh. See, I've always had like a sense about people, like at my, it's dark now. I'm like, it's dark. At my QT that I go to, there is someone there who's like non-binary. Hey, Tina.
Hello.
It's so funny.
Tina, I just used my illegal accounts. I know. I'm like, I just used my well, not illegal. I just used my like subterfuge accounts to like subscribe to her channel. I did the same thing for you, Theresa.
What are you talking about? What are you talking
So,
about?
like illegal accounts. What?
I use my subterfuge accounts.
I just watched the one night stand video earlier while I was, getting ready. It was a delight.
Love that video, and I want to do that. That's
right.
Because you said at the end, like, make it a tag or whatever. I'm like, I want to fucking do that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I've only watched it the one time on the mute while I was napping, so that the view would get there early. But I haven't watched. Listen, I do that.
I love you, Audra. I love you. I appreciate it.
I keep it on the background. Get you that premium AdSense, bitch.
Yes,
to my stealth accounts, which actually I think I have a third one, but like I don't use YouTube on that one, so like I guess I could. But yeah, I do that for all y'all. Like if I can't necessarily like pay attention to it and I'm like sleepy or whatever, I'm like, all right, and I turn it on and just put it on mute, and like I'll put y'all all in a watch list, especially if all y'all bust out videos at the same time, you assholes. So I'll just put y'all all in a watch list and like watch y'all while I'm napping for 2 hours, and then like I wake up, some of y'all are getting like views on videos that you're like, oh, that video was like 2 years ago, and I'm like.
I love that.
Oh, there's definitely times when I'll keep the like automatic play button on and then like fall asleep, and then I wake up to like literally like a video from Tina from like 2012 or some like madness thing, like from the beginning days of someone's channel.
I feel like I've woken up to like when I first discovered Theresa videos, like spring summer 2019. Maybe that's when. I don't know. And I just start playing them because I'm like, fuck it. Like everybody needs, like people just put people on and go to sleep while your phone's charging. Just go to bed and watch somebody.
I love that. I watch. I can't watch people because then I want to watch it. So I have to watch something like ambient noise, or right now it's the ocean sounds. So that's what I watch.
I can't wait to see the series evolve.
I know.
Like tomorrow.
I feel like my next few videos are just all going to be like declutters and shit that I like and shit I don't like, because like that's where it stands at this point. I'm like, listen, I got to get through all this crap I've got so much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't like this. So I filmed a video reading people's like funny comments, and I don't know if the video is fun. So like I don't know if I want to read it, like if I want to do it. So
what do you mean?
So I was like reading comments that people like, because people do a lot of like the mean comments videos. So I actually went and I did a positive comments video.
That's nice.
Because I don't like to give energy to like people who are assholes, because that's exactly what they want. They want to like be a dick and then like get people to like notice them for being a dick. So I wanted to do the opposite. So I filmed like this shit that y'all do to make me fucking laugh. And it was like the only good saving grace I have out of that is Rachel Joy Seifritz's comment, and I think I'm just gonna like put that out by itself. Just like, here's 10 seconds of me doing it. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you could always throw it on your Patreon and see how people do what we think.
Yeah, I might do that.
Yeah.
I'll do that. I'll edit it. Put it up.
No, I like positive stuff. Like, fuck the haters.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I like to have positivity in my life. I don't deal in negativity because if the more time that you spend on negativity, the like worse that things get. So
Yeah.
it's just like, I don't want to spend my time on every asshole who doesn't like me.
No.
I don't want to spend my time on every asshole who has like something shitty to say. Like when somebody was like, I think you have an alcohol problem. I was like, thank you.
I had one.
That is a common one.
I had one that was like, yeah, these videos are not funny. Like you have a serious alcohol problem. And I was like, I don't really like, I don't drink that. Like I drink like whatever, like the videos, but like I don't drink every day. Like how you perceive me, it's not how I am in real life.
Exactly.
And they were just like, oh no, like it could be a slippery slope for you. Like you will become an alcoholic. And I was like, all right, stop projecting your fucking life onto me.
Yes.
I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's weird that people will say that because I'm like, you literally see me for a 10, 15-minute video. You have no idea what my life is like.
Right. And if I was like, if I'm the one that's editing it too, like, you know what I mean? Like, I know what I'm putting out there. It's not like I'm like, ooh,
yeah. That's what kills me. Like, I'm like, bro.
Extra too, you know, like how I am. Like when I'm drinking, of course, I'm a little bit turned up, a little bit more. I'm a little bit extra. But I mean,
like the thing is, I'm like, one, I'm also very careful about the way that I drink because I was married to an alcoholic. So I don't want to behave like that. So I'm like, I just gotta be okay.
My family is alcoholic. So I didn't actually have not drank for a very long time because I was so turned off from alcohol until I moved.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, you know what? I can have 2 drinks and be okay. Unlike some of my family members who they don't know when to stop.
Yeah.
And they're not fun. Like I'm a fun drunk.
Yeah.
They're not a fun drunk. They want to fight you. They want to yell at you. I don't got that shit. So,
I hated that too because you're like, because I've spoken about this before where it's like I would get so wasted to hang out like when we were together because it was the only way to not have fights or arguments, because if I was sober he would take any of my behavior and feel like it was like against him. So if I was just drunk and happy, it wouldn't, but I had to stop doing it because I was like legit giving myself alcohol poisoning to where I was like waking up just like and like throwing up, and I was like, I don't want to die like Jimi Hendrix because I'm damn near not as famous. So it was like, I'm not interested in that life. So it was just like messy. So I just, no.
I mean, I think it comes down to like if somebody is doing something on camera that is hard for you to watch, like if you are an alcoholic or a recovering alcoholic and you don't want to watch my videos because I have a drink in them, whether it's a live stream or a drunk makeup bingo, that's fine. If you don't feel like you can subscribe or watch, that's okay. I'm an adult. I've made that decision. I've made a decision to drink alcohol on camera. If you want to judge me and not watch me because of it, I'm okay with that. But I don't need a diatribe in my comments being like, oh, well, you don't deserve that, Theresa. You don't deserve that, Audra. Like, just if you're subscribed and you don't want to be, unsubscribe and leave. As Mia from Mia's Virtual Vanity said to Dane Shawson, it's not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's weird that people will do that. Be like, I like this, but now I'm gonna have to unsubscribe. And you're like, you didn't have to tell me that. Like literally, like, night, Rami. Enjoy your carrots. Anyways,
exactly.
Or carrot. I didn't mean to make it plural.
That's true, though.
Or did I?
Nobody does.
But yeah, it's a weird thing that people will do. Like I see that on a lot of creators, comment section where somebody's like, I liked you until da-da-da, now I'm going to unsubscribe. And I'm just like, why did you even do that? Like, you literally just, like, do you know how many channels I've unsubscribed to and never, like, put a comment that, like, I'm going to unsubscribe? Like, their content they make is the content they make. If I've outgrown it or I've changed, it is what it is. I don't need to, like, announce it to them and tell them, like, I've unsubscribed from several drama channels. At no point did I think, like, I'm going to tell you I'm leaving. Like, it's just like, there's no point. That was stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't, like, they do, people read that, but they're not sitting there. I think people think that when they say that, the creators on the other side, like,
I'm the same way. Like, I don't, if I'm gonna, I mean, I've unsubscribed to people. I've never told them like why, like, you know, like I'm not gonna be like, I used to like you. No, I don't want to ruin their fucking day. I'm just gonna unsubscribe. It's not a big deal. Like I don't know these people or whatever. I don't know. Like I guess there's just some people that just feel a certain power when they're doing it. I don't know. Like
yes, I think that's a power move for sure.
Yeah, they really think they're doing something, but it's like, you know, if I had 12 subscribers, then I guess I would be super duper upset if somebody like wrote that. But it's like I don't, and a lot of these people don't. And most people, when you're saying you're unsubscribing, don't have a super like a small subscriber count to where it's very upsetting and they feel like they need to change. I just look at it and I'm like, bro, like, okay, well, you do you then. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but I am who I am. And they've seen me on Marco Polo and like no makeup, like this is who I am. Like it doesn't like magically change because like I'm on, like it's a little bit more extra, I think, when I'm on like when I'm filming, but otherwise like this is me. Like I don't have the energy to try to portray, because when I tried to have the energy to portray like a very professional, non-salty YouTuber, it was a lot of work for me to sit there and be like, hi guys, here I am with my latest subscription box. It's fantastic. We're gonna open it up. Let's see what's inside. And I got this. It's great.
And do we see your growth from that to now?
Yes.
From fake Audra to real Audra, when people are like, oh, I fucking like this bitch. Okay, I'm subscribing. 4K and rising.
Honestly, I feel like the real thing about YouTube is like the way you can actually be successful is if you are truly yourself. If you are truly yourself, and you hit all the right, of course, like with the algorithm, whatever, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, if you are truly yourself, people will notice that and people will recognize that and see that and want to stay with you, as opposed to somebody that is like, this
night, Christine.
This component's wonderful. Good night, Christine. So, you know, I don't think the cookie cutter shit is any of us. And those cookie cutter people, I feel bad for them because they don't know what it's like to be free in themselves. And
yeah, because it's like I can't imagine coming on like I used to and like trying to film the way that I did, because it was so stressful because I was like, oh, I said fuck. Let me. And I'm just like, I curse like a sailor on a regular basis. I really do. And I'm like, I try to like tone it down from time to time so that I'm not saying fuck every other word, just every fourth word.
I just
but I'm not. It is who I am. So it's like I don't.
Is that what that is? Is that the green one?
Good eye, Irene. Good eye.
I know. Is this that green magic?
It's my concealer that, like, when I'm at work, I'm like.
Oh, I didn't even know they did concealer.
Yeah, they did. It's called the Ethereal Veil Concealing Cover, and it comes in quite a few different shades. And this is just a really good concealer. So when I have to do Zoom meetings, and say if I don't really have any makeup on, like I quickly just put this under my eyes so I don't look like I'm dead. And I love it. So
also, I love this comment from Thorne. The only part of a person allowed to be fake is the outside part. Hell yes.
Fake tits, fake teeth, fake hair, whatever.
Yeah. Whatever.
Listen, I love it. Don't let me get big on YouTube because my ass will be Botoxed to the heavens and my titties will be standing up here.
Listen, if
I think all of us,
I am knocking all my teeth out and putting fucking veneers, and that is the first thing I'm doing.
It's my first investment. It's literally my plan. I'm just like, you will see a change. And if you walk around and be like, you've changed. Yeah, I have.
Funny.
Yeah, I'll be like, listen, my boobies are up here now. You can't talk to me rudely. I can't hear you because my titties are too close to my ears.
I can't hear you. My titties are suffocating me is what I just heard when you said that.
I'll be filming being like, I would like to make a facial expression, but I just can't right now.
See, we wear makeup for themselves and for each other, not just women. Everyone that wears makeup is wearing it for themselves and for others.
Yes. I have such a good time. I'm like,
I see you.
Irene's the best. I like Irene. I see you, Theresa.
Emily, I'm salty too. Like, I want it. Like, Bon Jovi, okay. I I don't like Bon Jovi.
I clicked it by accident, but it was. I clicked it by accident.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's awesome. Happy mother-in-law birthday. I'm so glad that she did well. So yay.
Oh yay. COVID survivor.
Hey, Alex.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
Sorry, I hit that right quick.
Oh, no, it's okay. Oh, that's amazing. Good night,
awesome.
Yes.
Very, very good.
And yes, welcome,
Yay.
Alex.
Hi, Alex. If y'all aren't subscribed to Miss Alex, you need to be because she's fabulous. I still haven't watched her newest video, and I meant to. It's on my list. It's on my watch list. Listen, if I told you what I really do with that, it's called shower time too. Like I take showers while listening to
a lot about you today.
So many of y'all are just like, I'm nude and showering, and I'm listening to y'all talk about makeup
in the shower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's where you would be nude.
I've listened to Emily's makeup bingo a couple times.
Oh yeah. I listen to people in the shower.
Oh yeah.
And then I laugh. And I'm like, if you only knew what I'm doing.
The joy of the premium whatever YouTube is that background play.
I love it.
I've listened to a lot of things, doing a lot of things.
Yes, because like for instance, so it's like if it's in the morning and a bunch of y'all come on and I'm playing Garden Escape or something, like I love this game. I can't stop playing it. I've spent so fucking much money on that game. It's unreal. Like I could probably be $500 richer just off the top of my head. Yeah. But anyways, so I play that game and then I just listen to videos in the background while I'm playing. Like I'm like, and I'm like sitting here blowing things up, like matching shit. There's bombs. There's all kinds of good stuff. The game is so fun and I can't stop playing it. I'm on like level 2020 or some bullshit.
Wait, now I am mad for Emily. They're not restocking Chimera? What? The green highlighter from Ritual Defy that like...
Oh, was it just for... I thought...
I guess...
That's
Why would you not restock that? Yes, please have it.
I'm sitting there like...
My new
because I don't have that.
Hold on.
I'm probably gonna get shit for this, but I'm gonna tell you one 90s artist that I absolutely abhor. Mm-hmm. Sheryl Crow.
You don't like her?
Hate Sheryl Crow. With the fire of 1,000 suns. Listen, I tolerated her adult contemporary music. And then you know what she did?
What? What is going on over there?
So I was looking, I'm sorry, I was like looking at this highlighter. Like I have two monitors, so I'm like this. And then I do this and I just see Alex standing like fucking 5 feet from me, just silently eating a sandwich. Like, so I was like, you're talking about Sheryl Crow. So I was like, it's not appropriate to scream, so I'm trying to internalize it. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Show him the sandwich. Like if he's just like sitting there, you gotta come over. Just eating a sandwich. Like that face. And like
no. Can I just say, I can't wait for this damn pandemic to be not what it is so that I can go crash at your apartment for hours and let Alex just like creepily like I'm eating something now, like
man. You should have screamed because I would have felt good that you hated Sheryl Crow. I hate her because she redid. She fucking was silently eating a sandwich. Oh my god! Because she redid Guns N' Roses and it was horrible. I just wanted to punch her in her vagina for having to. She's like, "He's got eyes out of the sky." I'm like, bitch, I hate you so much. I'm going to set you on fire, like on fire. Whoosh. Like in Con Air. How many times have I watched Con Air this weekend? Too many. We're not going to talk about it. Like.
And same, Diana. I want to teleport myself to Astoria as
like
well.
like a baby's head. It was huge. I was like, what is it?
It was great.
It was great.
So now he's going to eat that sandwich and he's just going to roll the fuck over and be like,
I know. I know. We have to fucking get up so early to go stupid food shopping because God forbid. We got to deal
Oh, do
with
y'all not have Instacart?
No, I don't know. Maybe we do.
I feel like you should buy like in that part of Queens. I feel like they've expanded.
So I used to have Amazon Whole Foods, and then that's immediately when COVID started, that stopped.
Because there are bots that buy up the spots and then sell them on a separate website.
Motherfucker.
It's actually gotten better. It's actually gotten better. I'll be honest. Like it was terrible. I buy from Amazon. New York sucks ass when it comes to grocery stuff.
Like Whole Foods is so cheap that way.
But yeah, it's gotten better. It's gotten better over the last a couple of months. But yeah,
I
it
need
was
to stop
impossible.
Googling.
Also,
I'm like, I need to stop Googling.
I don't leave the house either, so it's like my only excuse to get out of the house for like an hour.
That's true.
Oh, that's true.
PO box tomorrow, but we normally have to go get groceries too. And I found out that Sephora is actually open here.
Oh.
Yeah, like it's open in Queens. So I have a box of things I need to return. So I want to return them, which I feel bad because they're going to destroy them, but I want my money back because I hate that fucking Milk Cosmetics palette.
Hold on.
The 420? The 420?
That is garbage.
Yeah, I have some things that if Ulta opens back up anytime soon. They are. I'm gonna gather up and
I'm gonna call them tomorrow though, just to make sure that they're accepting returns or whatever. But I got an email that was like, "Hey, we're open." So I was like, "All right, cool." So yeah.
There's no reason why that Melt palette should have been that bad. It's yellows and greens. People are making good yellows and greens.
So sorry.
That's okay.
Hello.
I was contemplating responding to Philip. I was contemplating responding, and that mistakes were made. Also, I was looking at Pony by Genuine, so things went awry.
Oh, I think you meant
that was a very fast time for that many things to happen.
Yeah, like I have a lot of things happening at one time. Do you have to pee? He does. I will be right back.
Agreed. Perfect color story, and then it was
baby.
You know. So
baby.
I want to go return
ridiculous.
I'm just like wanting return stuff, and my only chance to get out of the fucking house for like an hour. So hopefully something fun will happen.
I don't think Audra realizes her mic is still on.
I don't think so.
I actually meant to return. I probably missed my window to do it. I got one of those Fenty cream blushes. And I don't like it. I got the orange one, and I don't like the glitters in it.
Okay. I can see.
I don't know. It's just like not great. Well, I got that, and I got one of the Poutsicles from last year.
Yeah.
But I got one of the weird colors because I'll try it, and it's just like such not a good formula. At least with the weird like blue that I randomly bought.
That sucks.
But I bought it directly from Fenty, and I know they were doing returns, but I think I probably missed the window because I was like, I don't want to go to the post office. Yeah. And now I'm like, okay, yeah.
I know. I have a couple of people tell me like, oh, hey, we sent stuff to your PO box. I'm like, okay. So I have to go get that stuff. You know, the Fenty ones, like here, I like them initially, but then I noticed that I think I break out from them. Some of them, not. So I can't tell if it's that or the cream bronzer I'm breaking out of. So that's the only thing that sucks. But I will say, Ritual Defeat, they have better cream blushes. I like these blushes better than the Fenty ones. But the Fenty ones, I don't mind, but I feel like I might be breaking out from them. So.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. I have not bought anything from Ritual Defeat. I know they were did they release those like the ones that are almost like jelly like? Did you see those? The blushes, they had like a yellow one and an orange one. And
those are great.
Oh. Because I'm never quite sure if I'm okay with cream blushes that don't set down. Because usually I don't like those. Like if it stays tacky, and I feel like that jelly formula.
You know, I didn't I didn't notice it being weird in the way that I didn't notice it being very weird. The only thing I will say is that the one highlighter, the metamorphic one, which is the green one, the Chimera, over powder, if you don't, you have to be careful or if you're doing it over powder, because sometimes it can kind of create like a weird texture, but it looks very pretty. But like when you look at it up close, you're like, ooh, it looks like someone put like a sticky gum in. So that's the only thing. So it's if you use a light powder, it's not bad, or if you don't hit your face. But it's not the end. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's I think it's probably the most unique highlighter next to the stupid fucking Jeffree Star one, which, you know.
If you want a highlighter like that, just put on any of your sparkly duochromatic iridescent eyeshadows. They do the same thing. I know it's not the same price point, but they do. Because I've done that with like some of my the ones that are like the most blinding, where they look like clear and then you shift. I've done that on my cheeks, and it reminds me a lot of what I've seen. Also, a lot of people are saying that the Fenty blushes and cream bronzers have coconut. They probably have coconut oil, and that might be what's breaking you out. Because it's not comedogenic, so it'll clog pores.
Oh, okay, that explains it. Because sometimes coconut things like the Too Faced shit used to break me out.
Yeah, or a coconut derivative.
Because what's the other one? The Pretty Fresh ColourPop. I can wear it, but if I wore it for like a month straight, I'll break out. So it's like certain things I can get away in small doses.
Yeah.
And so I've always wondered if it was coconut or sometimes hyaluronic acid, because I've also had weird experience with hyaluronic acid where I've had like breakouts here around my chin area.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's too strong for my skin. What are you doing, creep? Sorry, Alex is like,
oh,
I didn't realize how loud I was being. Alex is by the peephole, like, I was like, what are you looking at, creep? And I really, I know. Did you eat both halves of that sandwich? I love you, thank you.
Oh, that's interesting from Thorn. Some people's face bacteria feeds off coconut oil, which can lead to breakouts.
Oh, interesting.
And Sherry mentioned that the Tower 28 blush was sticky. I feel like the Tower 28 products, their cream products, are very sticky, but not all cream blushes are like that. Some of them actually do kind of set down a little bit.
I like the Tower 28 ones. I think I have 2 of them. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I buy.
Wait, have you tried the Patrick Ta blush duos?
No, I want to try them so badly. I want to try all of the Patrick Ta stuff, and I never got any of his stuff. But I think someone, a subscriber, is sending me the monochromatic blush, though. I don't think the duo, which I'm like I just wanted to try things.
The older blushes don't look, to me, they weren't pigmented at all. Back when we could actually swatch in Sephora, they were not. They were like a very soft touch of pigment. And I was just like, I'm good. Also, Thorn has thoughts on hyaluronic acid. Don't get me started on hyaluronic acid causing acne. It totally does, and nobody listens.
You know what? No, I completely, I believe I break out from stuff because I know there's one thing, Youth to the People or whatever. I have had their products that were like strong hyaluronic acid, and I had weird bumps and shit and like bad break, and I don't get acne at all. Like I'll get pimples when I'm about to have my period. Like that's the only time, unless it's with certain products that I'm either might have coconut in it or hyaluronic acid. So, but no, I agree.
Yeah, I feel like hyaluronic acid was this like weird ingredient everyone wanted to push, trends and marketing. That's all it was. So they put it in everything. All these brands put it in everything, and it's not guaranteed that you would have acne from it, Sherry, but I would just like read up on it and how you are going to use it before just getting it.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
Because here's the thing is that people are putting hyaluronic acid in foundations, but I feel like with hyaluronic acid, from the little bit I've learned, you should put moisturizer on top of it, or something with moisture on top of it, because the hyaluronic acid will pull the moisture in. So if you just put it on your face or stuff with it on your face, that it could like like especially if you're in a dry environment and there's no moisture in the air it can pull from, that it would pull from your underneath your like your lower layers of skin out. I think that's how that works, but I don't know.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Thorne said it can't penetrate the stratum corneum. It does not work. Glycerin is a real demoisturizer. Fight me.
Okay.
Hi.
We ventured into makeup talk and hyaluronic acid and
yes.
and Thor not liking it for good reason, and Theresa maybe not liking it either.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. Like, thank you, Cindy. Remember to like the video and the stream. And now I'm drunk enough for that. You okay, baby? I sing you your calm song. Okay.
No.
I have to like sing him a calm song. He like night poops do something to him.
Poor night poops.
Like as soon as he poops at night, he's like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "You are way too excited." My thing about hyaluronic acid is if you have like normal or oily skin, you can, if you use too many products that have hyaluronic acid in it, like nothing else goes into your skin after that. Like it's just, it's too much. So I feel like if you use too, like for me, I have oily skin. So if I'm ever going to use, when I use it, it's only like one product out of everything that I'm putting on my face. I don't like to have several products with HA. It's just, it's too much for my oily ass skin. And like, I'm doing everything I can to like still be glowing, but also not look like fried chicken.
What do you guys think of
not look fried chicken?
Squalene oil?
I haven't used it. Like
I
haven't used it. I haven't had a need to.
See, I have one from The Ordinary, and my skin is like normal to dry, but now really dry because of living in 60-degree air conditioning.
Yeah, everybody's skin turns dry when you live inside.
I literally am like a fucking mummy when I wake up, like I'm just covered in dust. And I like that stuff because it actually keeps my face hydrated. So I need the oil because my body's craving it.
Yeah.
So I actually don't mind it, but I don't know if it does anything though. I need to get better at learning more about ingredients and stuff. And I think I
love this idea, by the way.
Yes, we can.
I'm down.
As long as Thorne agrees, we're good.
Yeah.
I'd like to watch that. I need to know more shit.
Right.
Care.
I have these like products from Biossance that have squalene in them, and I've generally liked them because I've gotten a couple of their like deluxe sets, like sample sets before. That's why I got this one again, and I like them, but I don't know if it's that ingredient that I like about it or if it's just their blends.
Like I use a lot of Korean skincare, but like here's the thing about skin is like skincare is one of those things that is also very like it can be subjective, right? Because there's things that work for some people that don't work for others.
Absolutely.
Like for me, hyaluronic acid tends to become very quickly like too much for my oily skin. So if I use, too much stuff, like I will use that after I've done like if I've done like a chemical peel, but actually I've just switched to doing like facial oil for that too. I just use facial oil instead. I like that better because it's hydrating without doing too much. I feel like HA just does too much. It's like sucking up the moisture from like every fucking where you go. And like, you just can't ever, like everywhere that there's like water, you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's too much for my skin.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
That's so interesting. Coconut oil doesn't break Thorne out, but hyaluronic acid does. Life is strange.
Exactly.
Because we were talking while you were away about Theresa possibly getting breakouts from some cream products that might have coconut derivatives in them.
Yeah.
And so trying to figure out if it was hyaluronic acid causing breakouts or coconut.
That's the thing. I think I have to wear things for longer periods of time, but
yes,
I also have so much shit that I want to cycle through stuff as well, because otherwise, it's like ultimately just going to go into the trash, and I feel bad about that because it's like money out of my pocket, and also hurting the environment. So I want to fucking use the products up. But I need to like designate some time, maybe just taking like a patch of skin or something like back here, just to see how the reaction would be. I gotta try it with the Fenty blushes because I know for a period of time I was getting like some kind of bumps area.
Well, here's the other thing too, is like you really have to watch your skincare mix.
Yeah.
Because we get so many products and we use so many products, like especially doing YouTube, we use a lot of products because some of it you get for free, a lot of it you buy. But they're like, most of it we buy.
Yeah, 95.
Yeah, like 99% of our skincare we're buying.
Yeah.
But the biggest mistake
of
I think most
shit
of us make is like combining shit that shouldn't be combined. Like you have to, like for me personally, it's like if I use a chemical peel, like it's not a good idea for me to use vitamin C on my skin that day or the next day. Like I need to fucking relax on that because the two things are going to make fire on my face and I'm not excited about it. And then the other is like, even when you use a chemical exfoliant, to realize that like, it's not going to peel tomorrow. It's going to peel like 4 days from tomorrow. And then you're going to be like, oh, good. Look at this skin. So you have to be prepped for that by like, I do physical exfoliants as well. I actually do a combination of the two. And then the combinations of skincare that you put together, you really have to like be careful. Like The Ordinary honestly is really, really good if you go to like their website, not the one where you're buying shit. There's like another one, and that I feel like it was another one. Who knows? It was late night when I was looking at this, but they do a very good job of listing out like what goes with what, like what you can use with each other and what you should not use with each other of their products. So actually that kind of helped me to figure out like what products I already have that I shouldn't use with certain things. Yeah. And that's to me the biggest thing. Like skincare can tingle, but it should never burn, much like your vagina.
I really don't. I'm not a big fan of The Ordinary because I feel like it's presented as this budget level introduction to skincare, but it's actually pretty complicated to figure out that right blend of what you should be doing, shouldn't be mixing. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's like I would buy little things here and there from that brand, but on a whole, I would rather buy, and because here's the thing is that you don't have to spend that much more money to buy from brands that are actually blending and whatever. I mean, even a lot of Korean skincare, Vanilla & Co., Cosrx, a lot of these brands, by the time I buy 3 products from The Ordinary, I could have bought one from this other brand that does it, that's less money. Yeah. So I do think there's helpful information out there. I also think people like Caroline Hirons and some other skincare like professionals have done lots and lots of like blogs and like cheat sheets on how to mix and not mix like ingredients.
Well, I think there's, because Sarah was saying the pseudoscience aesthetic on The Ordinary site drives me insane. I hate the marketing. The thing of it is there's certain things that they put together that are like compounds that go all together, like the buffet, for instance, and even using like a chemical exfoliant. That kind of shit is actually good to, and this is my opinion, and I'm not negating anything that you're saying. But it is very important that they tell you what of their products you should not mix with when you're using this. And I think more skincare brands need to also be doing that when they're putting this kind of shit out, because it's very easy for someone, like if you didn't know what you were doing and you got a chemical exfoliant and you use that, and then right after that you put retinol on your face, you could be dealing with disaster, and like you don't know what did it, and you just like throw out all the products being like, they all burn my face, or whatever the last thing that you use. So you'd be like, retinol is horrible, but realistically it was that you shouldn't mix retinol and a chemical exfoliant that was, you know, an AHA, BHA exfoliant. Like there's things like that it's very helpful. So I personally don't buy, as a general rule, I don't buy skincare sets. And the reason I don't is because it gives you this false impression that everything is going to work together, but you forget about your skin and how it's going to behave. So it tricks you into using all of those things at one time, and then you can't figure out which one of those things isn't working for your skin. So then you just like don't use any of them, and it's wasted money. So I'd rather just buy one thing, and if I like it, then buy another part of the packet, and then I like it, and then I can really see if they do all actually work together, because while formulated to work together is not the same as actually working together on my skin.
Yeah,
I agree.
So yeah, I would rather buy single items, but I don't like I don't like single product items from The Ordinary. At the same time, I'm not really buying sets either. I'm just kind of picking and choosing and playing around with what works.
I just really go for like what do I need? Like what do I think my skin needs? And for me, it's like I need hydration. Yeah. I want to stop time. I want things that are going to make me look like a newborn baby's ass, and that's what I want.
Mommy new face, as Audra would say.
Exactly. New face, like I want that.
I'm mommy new facing the fuck out of my face. It's working out.
Exactly. No. Honestly, your fucking skin's great. So and it sucks because skincare is not one size fits all, right? So everybody it's like subjective, and what works for me might not work for you or Emily or whatever. And it's trial and error, but it can also be very fucking expensive too. And it's like brands like The Ordinary come in because they're like, we're at a really low price point, and it's going to be fine. It's going to be great, and you're going to have everything you need, and it becomes a little bit more attractive to people. Yeah. But in reality, you're right, Emily, where it's like, I could have just bought one fucking product instead of like all these products that are like, I don't even know if they're really doing anything. Good Molecules, I think, has been pretty good, I would say, which is like Beautylicious Ordinary brand. Yeah. Not everything has been a fucking slam dunk. Like some of them, I'm like, I don't know if they're really if like it's even doing anything for me. But for exfoliants, though, I've always enjoyed their pineapple one, or I don't know, like an actual
like a powder, right?
It's a powder. That, and I'll use that, and then I use a lot of Tatcha. I love Tatcha so much. It's so bad.
I will say I've almost used up the water cream. I have a little one that I got in like a set.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, I don't know, it's fine. And the more I used it, and like I've been bouncing between other moisturizers, I'm like, this is nice. I'm not buying it right away, but like,
I just finished filming like the first, I think, 2 days of my mommy new face routine. That's for my Patreon. So I just finished filming that. So I think it's today, Friday. I think that's going to go up either tomorrow or Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'll have that coming up, but I just think that like, and here's the thing, you can play and have fun with skincare and try new things, especially when you're looking at Korean skincare. Like a lot of that is built to be like, a lot of it's water soluble. So that's very fabulous. But like when it comes to, especially if you're messing with like any kind of chemical exfoliant, I don't know if any of y'all saw this and I need to remember what her name was, what her handle is on Instagram, because she showed like what with a medical grade chemical exfoliant, it is not a pretty thing.
Yeah.
BT dubs, like you are gonna have like flakes of skin, just because you know how like we if you use like a regular chemical exfoliant, like you have like some irritation, some like small like areas on your face that like might be peeling off a little bit. No, this is like a bad sunburn, like the worst possible sunburn you could have.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen videos. I've seen in some of those reaction style videos of like so and so reacts to a skincare TikTok.
No, keep loving it. Just because people. Yeah. Here's the thing: don't ever let people on the internet change your skincare routine if it's something that's working for you.
It's great.
Please, that is a big. If there's anything I could ever say about skincare, do not allow people who say whatever they say about whatever product they're using, because if it's working for you, let it work for you. It doesn't matter. Like James Welsh came on and said something about Thayer's, and I was like, great, but I have super oily skin. Because he's like, oh, that's old school, like astringent. I'm like, yeah, I have super oily skin, and when I'm trying to dry my skin the fuck out, I'm going to use that Thayer's toner. Yeah. So, it works for me.
At the same time, I think being open to hearing, like, so for me, I used a lot of The Ordinary. I used some of The Ordinary products, and I didn't feel like I was seeing anything. And it wasn't until other people were like, I don't feel like the mixing and matching thing works for me. I don't feel like I'm getting kind of results. That's when I was like, let me take a step back and try some other things where it's pre-blended for me. And that's where I was like, okay, I get better results if I step back and use, like I said, a lot of like if I'm going budget, I'm gonna probably go with like Korean or Japanese skincare. But it's like I just feel like I get more of what I'm looking for that way. But again, if you like your routine, fucking use it. Like, go for it.
Yeah,
What?
and especially if people tell you to
It
not
burns?
be, it's perfumed. A lot of perfume stuff burns your skin.
That's so funny because
Oh.
I'm very sensitive to that, and that doesn't affect my. That's so funny. It just goes
What
to
else
show.
are you
Good
using
though.
with it? Well, just a quick
Yeah,
question.
that's
What else are you
true.
using with it? Because the thing about fragrance, some of these things that are highly fragrance, is if you are using something with it, sometimes that might do it. And vitamin C, I'm gonna say this too. Anything with vitamin C in it, just always know that half the time that your skin is randomly tingling, even though you've used that product multiple times before, it's having a reaction with whatever it's now hanging out with.
Yeah.
So rinse that off your face. I've done it before and it sucked. It sucked before. I'm like, oh, I burned off my whole beard, which, I wasn't that mad about because like, fuck you, beard. But like,
It's like singed.
but like,
It's interesting. I don't
want to take anybody into my skin because like Emily knows I have so many skincare products. But the fun thing about it is my skincare routine is actually simple, but there's a lot of different products that switch from day to day because again, I have combination skin that trends oily right now. So I have a lot of things to keep this shit from like losing its whole vampireness.
I don't think lavender should be in anything that you put on your face.
Correct.
I hate the idea of lavender. It's an irritant. It also, I don't like the smell, but it's an irritant. It's not a soothing thing for your skin.
Yeah.
It is not.
Yeah, my routine's pretty simple too. I mean, like when I'm washing my face, I usually wind up using some sort of face wash, whatever. Like right now it's Kiehl's. Like I like the Kiehl, like a normal Kiehl's face wash, and then I'll do the exfoliant from Good Molecules, and then I'll do like the Tatcha rice powder. And then when I get out of the shower, then I spray my face with I have a toner spray.
Yeah.
That I spray my face with, and then I put on two different serums. One for my eyes, which is from Maya Chia. It actually, I feel like it does do a job diminishing the fine lines by my eyeballs, which is great.
You and that fancy Maya Chia. Oh my goodness.
I know. Oh my god. Like, whatever. I'm just jelly because I'll never get to like. I'll be over here sinking in my $7 skincare.
He was the one. I have a good friend that is like he has his own skincare company and like he's still kind of like making products or whatever, and he's the one that turned me on to that. So anytime I go to skincare, I usually talk to him about stuff. But I'll use that, and then right now I'm using the squalene stuff because I have it in the cabinet. But like before that, it was like a Good Molecules thing, and then I'll have Tatcha water cream, and now I have this Tatcha eye moisturizer that I like. It's revitalizing, blah blah blah, whatever. Yeah. But my thing is very simple too, like nothing crazy.
Yeah, I have a couple of eye creams that I actually put on specifically if I have on if I'm like, so if I have on already foundation and then I'm going to put on concealer, I'll put the eye cream on first so that like it softens the area and gives it like more plumpness, and I let it sit, and then I'll put a little bit of concealer around my eyes, and that area is like, but the caffeine serum has really been helping. Also, I have a Tony Moly like cooling eye stick, which I used the one, fuck yeah. And I used the one from the same for several years for a long time. And then like, I just quit buying it. And once I went back to using it, I'm like, oh, okay, that's a different feel. Like, all right.
Caffeine, though, that sounds interesting, like caffeine serum.
I like it. Emily didn't like it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's one from The Ordinary. I tried it. I went through a whole bottle. I tried multiple different ways to apply it, let it sink in, do different things. This was like 2 years ago, and I was just like, I see no difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to have like deep, like, so for me, like, I don't know if you guys can see this when I get, let me up close. My eyes have like a, like they're set deep, and this is just like hereditary, and a lot of Black people have this actually.
Yeah.
So that deep crevice that's there, like, it's not as bad now, but you put the stuff on the contour here, and it like helps to plump up like the inner like area so it looks less sad. Less like you're, you know, Jack Skellington, basically.
Less sad. Okay. Yeah, I just want to find things that just stop the aging process.
Yeah.
Me too.
I stopped
That's
smoking.
why lots of moisturizer.
Yeah.
Lots of
Currently,
moisturizer,
the
lots of
only thing
hydration.
well, a mask also. A mask also stops the aging process. You put that mask on. This lady thought I was 26 years old. I was like, oh my God, bitch, I'm 40. I'm like, oh.
I love that. I love that. That's so good. That is honestly, that's like make your fucking year comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've decided I'm just wearing a mask fucking everywhere I go. Like, I don't care. Even when this whole shit is over, I'm still going to just wear a mask every fucking day. You'll be like, how old are you? You'll be like, 26.
But also, it's like, stay away, bitch. Like, a mask says, like, stay away from me.
I don't look forward to having to go back to the office. Like,
I'll be right back.
Have to.
Okay.
Because I would hate to wear a fucking mask with makeup. It just seems like it's terrible.
That's the thing I'm worried about is like going back to work, to be honest. Like when I have a gainful employment, I am worried about it because the thought of going into an office and being bothered by people, like it stresses me the fuck out to a high degree because I don't like to people that much. And now that I haven't been forced to people as much as I normally used to have to, like, I don't know if I can go back to peopling like that. Like, I don't know if I can do it because it's so much stress. Like, people just, good morning. I'm like, oh, just leave me the fuck alone. And then, like, coming and telling me their business. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't care about anything.
I hate the good morning people. It's like, don't talk to me, please. Yeah. Just don't.
Like, leave me the fuck alone, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
And the people who want to go to lunch, I'm like, motherfuckers, I nap. I nap during lunch. Like, that's what I do. I take a nap during lunch. And every time somebody wants to, like, they harass me until I finally go to lunch. And it's annoying. Yeah. And then I finally go, and then I'm just super annoyed because, like, typically I cheat lunch. I'm gonna be honest, I cheat lunch. I eat while I'm working, and then I go take lunch. Like, I'm working the whole time, but then I go take lunch, and I just sleep off, like, my food because I have hyperthyroidism. So because of that, like, I typically do need to sleep, like, directly after I've eaten. I just don't want to really mess around with, like, staying awake and, like, going to eat lunch because, like, immediately afterwards, I'm just worthless. Like, I just sit there like,
yeah.
And see, the last time I worked in a actual workspace, it was the kind of place where, like, I was lucky if I actually took lunch most days. It was just like that kind of shit show where it was like, so I'm like, no, I don't miss that. I don't miss working through lunch, eating while I'm working, like working only, like even if I'm working a lot of hours, I don't miss the commuting, all of that. Like, it's just like, I mean, I know it's been extra like intense for you, Theresa, but I don't know how you're feeling about the thought of going back into an office, but like, no thanks.
No, I just. So what I'm scared about is that we all sit on top of each other. So there's no way to properly social distance.
Correct.
Yeah.
We work in a building that there's multiple elevator banks, and it's like we all cram in like fucking sardines. So am I supposed to like wait online and then be late for work? You know what I mean? Like how many people can run the elevator? Like whatever. Okay, fine. So you have stuff like that. Then you have actually getting to work. So my mom has been working part-time from home and then the other part in the office. And she's like, yeah, it's terrifying in the subways. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, nobody wears their masks. And everybody's like, on top of each other. And this is the A train. Wow. Right? A train is a disgusting fucking train anyway. So I wouldn't think any less of them. So having her tell me that, and she's just like, you know, T, I tell you, like, she calls me T, I'm terrified when I'm on the train because I don't trust anybody. Like, that scares me. And I feel like I hate that my mom has to do that. So, yeah, I'm not really looking forward to it. To be very honest, I really am not looking forward to any of that. So
well, and I'm seeing that with a lot of people, to be honest. A lot of people are having a lot of anxiety about going back to work, and it's not even necessarily COVID related. Like people are actually just because they've actually been able to work in peace. And it's a different deal. And when you work in peace without people coming up to you every 5 minutes and chatting with you about their fucking weekend, like this is all the stuff that I hated. I'm like, listen, I just want to work. Like I come here, I just want to work, and then I want to leave. I don't want to talk to you guys. And it's not me being a shit. I'm just like, I am an empath. I literally cannot take all your shit. Like I can't do it. You guys come up to me and I feel your anxiety before I even see you. So it's annoying for me to like have to just turn and be like, hey, and they're like, oh my God. And I'm like, and they're just like vampires sucking the life out of me. And they don't know they are, but it's horrible. And I hated it. I hated the stress of doing that.
Yeah.
It's just too much. I think a lot of people are experiencing that. And the fact that we have a government that's really just trying to continuously force that. It's 2020. Honestly, jobs just need to get comfortable with people working from home. That needs to be a new normal, because productivity honestly has gone up for most jobs, and they were very quickly able to see the people who were actually working versus those who were never really working in the first place. Yeah. So now it's like they can see this shit because they're like, there's a timeline. They tell you like, okay, I need this on this day. So you don't have that like luxury of sitting around and working with other people and like letting someone else take it. It's like, you are supposed to do X, Y, Z and have it to them on this day. And if you don't, then they're like, well, what the fuck have you been doing?
Yeah. No, amen. Yeah. Listen, amen. And I feel the only thing that really sucks about working from home is that the line of cutting off is very blurred. So sometimes you're sitting here. And this is why like my whole YouTube schedule, like honestly, I was really excited about working from home in the beginning. So I was like, oh my God, I could fucking do so many more YouTube videos. No, I'm working 12-hour days. Yeah. I'm working on the weekend sometimes. I'll get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I'll start working, and I don't sign off until about 8 o'clock at night. And I'm a shell of a human being. So by the time I'm done, like the last thing I want to do is like, I love this. Like, oh my God. So it kind of like slowed everything down. But that's the other thing about working from home. You don't know when to cut things off. And I have a lot of managers that are like, oh, just sign off. And it's like, no, I can't just sign off because you're going to send me a fucking passive aggressive email that this needs to be done. So let me do this now. So it's frustrating.
I will say this, when the shit's normal again, like, well, not normal, but when you can go into like coffee shops and whatnot, I think that helps change it, because being able to like get out of your home and go to another place and like work, that starts getting you like a normal work schedule. But I think that they really need to normalize people not being forced to be in an office, because I absolutely hate being around everybody. Like I can't stomach it all day. I'm like, what do you want? And if one more person has to tell me about a fucking Tyler Perry movie they saw, I don't care. I don't like Tyler Perry movies. Thank you, white people who are trying to be like relatable to me, but I don't like Tyler Perry at all.
That's so funny.
I mean, I will say it's so hard. I've been doing freelance since May of 2019, so like basically June. So I've been like working from home since then, and it was nice when we were pre-pandemic, where I could like go into this one place's office like every 2 weeks or so, or go to a coffee shop, or go to a co-working space. And now I'm like but it was still challenging for me. It was challenging to disconnect, to set a schedule, to say I'm not going to check things after a certain time. Yeah. Because here's the other part of it is like, this ties into this bigger issue I had with like work culture nowadays, is that more and more people are willing and eager to text you at some random time and ask you about a work thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can be disconnected on your phone playing some game you like to play, and you get a text from your boss or your coworker, and you're just like, it's like 7 o'clock on a Wednesday night. Like, I don't want to see this. And for me, with my brain, it's hard for me to just be like, nope, not thinking about it. Like, I'll think about it, or I'll be like, oh, I'll just work on this, or oh, I'll just do this, or I'll just do that. And so work from home is not easy for everyone, but this idea of like only being at home is challenging. And I think encouraging more of the like co-working design, working from coffee shops, working from a space, like having like a co-working space, if nobody knows, that's basically just like usually big open areas, they're well equipped with Wi-Fi, all this stuff. Like there was a super fancy one where it's like they had a coffee shop in the space and food, and so you would rent it out and then you could go in and you could work. They had private rooms to take calls. For a lot of freelancers, if you had the money, it was a great way to like separate your home life from your work life. But even just being able to do that like once a week is a great escape.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's different for me because I was in logistics, which is just a 24/7 operation, basically.
Yeah.
I learned that skill pretty early to just like be like, fuck your emails, fuck all this shit, fuck it. Like I was like, I'm home and it's 7 o'clock at night and I'm done. And I just learned to be like, I'm not looking at that. Like even if it came through, I was like, not my business right now. And I trained myself for it. But again, I was in logistics and that it just never ends and somebody's always trying to bother you. And I even had to do that to my own boss where I was like, bro, you're not going to call me while I'm driving home. Like it's not going to happen. I don't care what you want. I don't care what you need. Yeah. I left. I asked you if you needed anything before I left. You said no. I left the office. So like now you can't call me anymore. And whatever you're trying to call me about, I'm not answering the phone. I'm done. And like that, like you said, Emily, this like 24/7 work culture where people just kind of expect you to be there even though they know you're finished. Because the thing is, most of us would probably capitulate to it if we knew we were going to get paid. But if you're not going to fucking pay me for this extra time, you can eat a bag of dicks. If you're not going to pay me when I'm not on the clock, then bye. Yeah. Like I have nothing else to say to you. And if they want to get mad about it, then they need to they either need to give everybody really bomb ass salaries, or they need to realize that like this is it. Like once they've left, once they've signed off, they signed off, or once they've left, they've left. It can't be both things.
Well, I think that's like the biggest difference too with hourly workers. The hourly workers, it usually has some overtime attached to it. So if you're salary, you don't get that. So I'm salary. Yeah. I have to work until the job's done, and it's like that means fucking midnight. So be it. And it's like it's unfair. I just love how passive aggressive bosses can be, to be like, oh no, you can sign off, but maybe you should do this, and then you kind of feel almost guilted into having to work late. I used to have a work email tethered to my phone. I had to cut that off because I was just like looking at it and I was getting stressed out from it too much. Yeah. I don't give people my cell phone number, and like some coworkers have it, like if it's really an emergency, like and they need me and it has to be like a fucking dead serious thing, then but like other people, I'm like, no, give me your number, and then I literally star 67 them and I call them. I make it like a private phone call because I'm like, you're not having my cell phone number, fuck you. Oh god. It's I don't know, it works crazy though.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like so many things in this country could actually be solved if they just removed hourly anyway. So that's one. But two, with salary, they need to, like, because the thing about salary that a lot of people forget is salary, if you actually look at the documentation that you signed, it always says 40 hours. It almost always says that it's for 40 hours. Yeah. Anything past that, they need to pay you. And I bet you there's language in there somewhere. And if you find it, then you start submitting for the hours past. And once you start submitting for that shit, they suddenly stop making you work over. Like they do stop. All of a sudden they're like,
or you get blacklisted in a different way and you might lose your job.
Yeah.
They decide
I mean,
that's the thing. It really, it's like a very fine line of like, you got to pick and choose your battles.
Yeah, it is. Because I'm sure that's why my old boomer boss hated me, because I did that to him. I was like, no, dude, I'm not going to fucking, because I worked 4 10s and then somebody else came and worked the weekend shift. The problem was like, I'm a supervisor. So I was working, between 12 and 13 hours a day. And then he was trying to force me to come in on Fridays. And I was like, bro, I've already worked like 50 hours, like get out. So I just started submitting for every Friday that he had me come in because I was like, no, I'm not like that's not who the fuck I am. Which told me I don't need to be in that industry because like I'm like, listen, I want to have a life. I'm not interested in working until I'm dead. Like that might be the new American way, but it's not my way. So I'm not gonna just work until I drop dead at your job because my blood pressure was way too high there. Like it was starting to reach points where I could hear my blood flow in my ears. And you're not supposed to hear that, according to my doctor.
Also, this is absolute bullshit. Tracy said my company wanted to put all employees' cell phones on their website. I put my foot down, ain't happening. I was just thinking about how, like, in an ideal world, if I continue doing this, like, full-time freelancing, I would really love to be able to afford a work line.
Yeah.
So that the people that I'm working with would only have that number. And so that it would be a way for me to put that phone down, put it in another room, and actually check out.
Yeah.
Check out for the night. Because there are times when, like, I'll get a random text and I'm just like, and for me, it's a mental thing too, where it's like, even if I'm not on the clock, my brain likes to think about things and like, I'll know there's a problem. So my brain will just like spend time trying to work out the problem. And I'm like, I'm not even billing for this. Because it's not like it's not active work kind of thing. And so I've been like, would it be better? Would it be helpful to have a separate phone? I'm like, yeah, if this continues, maybe be worth it just to be like, yeah, I can get a Google number, but it's like, I want it to go to a different phone.
Correct.
That I'm not checking, that I'm not looking at. Because I say, I'm done with my hours. I'm putting it down.
Yeah.
Yes, because like, and Tracy said, considering I'm the only female in my department, I had to make the guys understand that if my cell phone is in our website, I will get dick pics and I will send them to the CEO. I mean,
Tracy.
I would, because the idea that we should be available, like Emily knows this. I started about a month ago not having my cell phone in the bedroom with me when I go to sleep. I have chargers out in the living room and I just started leaving it out there because I was like, you know what happens is I'm like, oh, I can't go to sleep, or let me just check this thing right quick. And before I know it, 2 hours have passed and I've been dicking around on my phone. It's not even necessarily work. It's just I've been spending too much time on my phone at that point. And now the tiredness that I had is gone because I've spent all this time like playing this game and watching this video. And so now I don't keep it in my room, and it's actually helped, which it's a little bit bad for my YouTube stuff because now I just go in. Well, one, I'm overwhelmed with comments, so now I just heart them. But like the other side of it is now I get up in the morning and I attribute like the time that I'm doing towards my social media and all that stuff. I'm like, this is my work time, and then like I work from here to here, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm going to do this. So I've started just like not allowing my phone to take as much precedence in my life as it used to.
Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my dears, I'm sorry. I actually have to.
I was just about to ask you if you wanted to. Yeah, same. I actually need to get up early tomorrow as well, so this is the perfect time to.
Yeah, I gotta go to the farmer's market with my mom. I gotta go do even more people.
That sounds like fun.
That sounds like fun, though.
So I'm going to put on my no thanks mask, so hopefully nobody talks to
me. Fingers crossed.
I'm like, don't talk to me. I said no thanks.
I think you need, like, maybe you already wear them. I feel like sunglasses and the no thanks mask.
That's what I have a mask, sunglasses. You can't even see my face. I'm like,
I need sunglasses.
I need to get more big bitch ones because I had some really good big bitch ones and I need more.
You are so welcome, Peppy, and everyone. Thank you so much for
thank you all for coming and hanging out. I'm so glad Theresa could make it with her busy schedule.
Thank you for having me. It was just fun.
I know. We should do this again. We had some good times with some 90s music. I discovered that Theresa is a Tool hater, and I don't know how I'm going to handle that later.
I would say, I'm happy to mediate more Audra Theresa fights in the future. You know, by mediate, I mean, I'm just literally in the middle, like, I don't know, sure. There was just so much like head-to-head fights.
But she's fucking adorable and absolutely beautiful. So like I'll put up with it. Whatever. With fingers like that. With such beautiful little lady fingers. I like Yeah, you do. Like y'all have like beautiful lady fingers. I don't like to show stuff with my fingers because I'm like, ah.
And I'm over here like, I have sausage fingers, and you're like, my fingers are terrible. I'm like, yours are long and slender and beautiful.
Oh.
So
I don't feel like that. I just feel like they're like, yeah.
fingers are weird anyway. Hands and fingers
They are weird.
Like, like
all right, y'all. Thank you so much. And good night. We love you guys.
Night.
Thank you.